Yes, indeed. We back at it. B Marsh boxing, man. Teofimo Lopez, man. You think Teofimo Lopez has a chance to beat Lomachenko?
I think he has a great chance. He has a good chance to beat him.
Yeah, they got the same pro experience. You know what I mean? I think Teofimo. Yeah, actually, they got 15 fights between them. Lopez 15-0. Lomachenko 14-1.
Yeah, but the man was in that World Series of boxing, and he was 4 times gold brother. So he
You
has
said
a little
what?
bit more experience, just a little bit.
I didn't hear you. Kind of. You're not. You don't sound too audible.
Hold on. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
I think he got a little bit more experience because the amateurs and the world the super
Yeah. The
that
Aiba
boxing
joint.
series he was in.
Yeah, World Boxing, not World Boxing Super Series, but the AIBA joint, World Boxing. What's it called again? World Boxing Series.
It's a
That joint that they be having in Russia and stuff.
Yeah, that's like pros though.
That's pro stuff to me. Yeah,
I think that should actually count.
it should.
Yeah, I don't know why they never did that though.
Yeah, Lomachenko has 7 fights in that AIBA joint.
Yeah,
Even Usyk came through them ranks. He came through the AIBA. Um, and when they come into the pro game, they say they 0-0. They ain't got no pro experience, but to me, that's some pro experience right there.
yeah, we go fighting some shit like that too.
I'm not sure to be honest. I'm not too sure.
But when they got amateur fights like that, like Rigo and Lomo, they already throw them in top 10 fights when they turn pro.
Yeah, yeah. They speed them up
Yeah, because they
because
already.
yeah. Yeah, well, Teofimo Lopez, man, ever since this COVID-19 thing, man, Teofimo Lopez, he been talking like shit, man. He been running his mouth, man. He's been on social media. He be on Instagram live. He be on YouTube videos. Him and his pops, they talking a whole lot, man. I don't really hear nothing from Lomachenko, man. He probably isolated over there in the Ukraine. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
but he did. Well, you know that guy. He really didn't talk a lot too. When Lomo would talk, when Reed was talking shit, he just like, okay. When they fight, he just gonna talk. He said he gonna talk when he fight him.
Yeah.
That's the last thing I heard he say replying back. He said, I can't wait to shut this dude's mouth up.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I ain't gonna lie. The first video I made about this particular fight, it was I made the video. I think I titled it. Yeah, Lomachenko dragging his feet because he hadn't
I
signed
think
the contract,
I
and I,
think
I
he
didn't get that out of
definitely gonna
nowhere. I
fight.
got that information from the horse's mouth from Teofimo Lopez. He did an
Yeah, but
interview and he was talking about, he's still waiting on Lomachenko, man. He said all the details been ironed out. We've signed our end of the contract. We still waiting on him. But
but that fight gonna definitely happen because Bob Arum just said that fight gonna happen, but we ain't gonna get Wilder and Fury this year.
yeah, I seen an article about that. I didn't even read it, man, because it was just
Yeah,
kind of disappointing just to even read that title.
yeah,
I,
he could because you gonna blame him because you can't put that fight. That fight got to be on pay per view. You can't put that fight in the empty audience because you ain't gonna make
absolutely.
no money.
It's a fight you have to promote probably like 6 months in advance.
Yeah, they can still make it a crowdless thing. They just got to hope for pay per view sales. I'll still watch it.
Of course, I'd still watch it too. I'm not sure how the fighters would feel fighting for a high stakes heavyweight title with no
Yeah,
crowd really.
but it look like Bob might have to be like this for a while. So what they gonna do? Not fight?
Yeah, we'll see what they do. Florida has opened up the gates to say that they consider sporting events as an essential business, and they're gonna be doing sporting events down there.
But they had a lot of damn since they opened the state back up. They opened the beaches back up. They had a lot of COVID-19 cases too.
They opened up the beaches.
Yeah, some people was
Oh
at the beach.
man, what are they doing? Florida been fucking up since day one because they had those spring breakers, college students and high school students out there for spring break.
And a lot of them caught that COVID-19 too.
Absolutely. Probably took it back to their home states,
Yeah, spreading that shit.
spreading it to family, vulnerable family members. Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
but I definitely. But the Bob Aaron said that fight is going to be. They gonna make their fight. They definitely gonna make the damn Lomachenko
And
and
Teofimo.
why you can't? But I don't get if you can put different fights in the crowd. Why you can't do Tyson Fury and Wilder? If you can't, if you willing to do Teofimo Lopez, why you can't do Wilder and Fury?
Yeah, we'll see if Teofimo Lopez or Vasyl want to fight in front of an empty crowd. We'll see if they about that
Yeah,
life,
they're gonna
man.
have to take pay cuts. A lot of bosses gonna have to take pay cuts because of this shit. You know that, right?
Absolutely, yeah. Yep, NBA players have. They're gonna have to too.
Yep.
Yeah, man. But Bob Arum and Teofimo Lopez was on the same page. May 30th at Madison Square Garden. Lomachenko, on the other hand, was talking about he wants to have the fight in Las Vegas. Then he was all of a sudden talking about he wants to have the fight in Los Angeles. Because, Teofimo Lopez, a Brooklynite. He's fought on in Madison Square Garden. Even I think Richard Comey
Yeah,
versus
but he
Teofimo's in
gonna have to
Madison
fight.
Square. Huh?
Who's the draw? Who's the draw though? Who's the draw?
You damn sure ain't Lomachenko, I tell you that.
Yeah.
That's why Lomachenko's scared. He's talking about that the crowd's going to be like a pro Teofimo Lopez crowd. Because the people have seen Teofimo Lopez in Madison Square Garden. He's had highlight reel knockouts in Madison Square Garden. So he's built his name. And if he can beat Lomachenko, Jesus Christ, man, this guy, he might be a big draw over there, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The Puerto Ricans ain't cutting it like they used to. They don't have that Puerto Rican star who could
No,
command
no,
MSG attention audience like Kodos and Felix Trinidad.
no, they don't.
Yeah, even the last time they had a Puerto Rican fight on Puerto Rican Day Parade weekend was Lomachenko versus Rocky Martinez. Rocky Martinez got destroyed.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So Teofimo Lopez, I think he has a chance to beat him. As of right now, look, man. Hey, I forgot to put out a disclaimer, man. I'm a Lomachenko fan. This for everybody out there who's gonna be listening to this live or on archives. I'm a Lomachenko fan, but I just don't like the Lomachenko fanboys. I just don't
Oh,
like
I'm gonna
those
do.
people.
I want to say something too.
Yeah.
I want to say something too. Don't get mad. It's just like we both calling the fight. It's going to be a hard fight. So don't get mad because people saying it's going to be a hard fight. I ain't necessarily saying he's going to destroy Lomo. I think it's going to be a competitive hard fight.
Yeah, you sound a little muffled, dogs.
Okay, hold on.
You sounded straight when you said, "Okay, hold
I'm telling
on."
people that like certain fighters don't get mad because I'm saying it's going to be a tough fight. I'm not going to say. I think Lomachenko got a chance of winning, but don't get mad because I don't say, oh, he ain't going to destroy
Yeah.
Teofimo Lopez.
Absolutely, man. And don't get mad when man coming out here giving you facts. When it comes to things like that, when I make a video, I ain't giving y'all my opinion. I'm giving you direct quotes. And when I come do that, I hate when people come in my comment section trolling me, saying I'm spreading false news. Dogs, I don't like that type of shit. I like Lomachenko, and I'm favoring him to beat the man Teofimo Lopez. You know what I mean?
Me, on the other hand, I think it's a 50-50 fight.
Yeah, I'm slightly favoring him, not like he's like I'm very confident he's gonna win it. Shit, I wasn't confident Teofimo would beat Comey. I left that prediction alone. I didn't know who's gonna win that fight.
I picked Comey to win. I ain't gonna lie. I picked Comey to beat.
Yeah, I left that, but I ain't even do a prediction because I just wasn't confident. So I'd basically be doing guesswork. You know what I mean? You check it. So especially considering how Teofimo Lopez looked in his prior fight when he fought the Japanese Nakatani. You know what I mean? He ain't lose the fight, but man, he was getting caught with straight right hands all night. That Japanese was a tough customer. You know what I'm saying? So I think Teofimo Lopez, he's a bright up and coming star. Bob Arum ain't losing in this situation. Look, man, Teofimo Lopez, I'm sorry, Vasyl Lomachenko doesn't have that many years left. You know,
And
he's
then he can
he's he's approaching his mid 30s. As while the Teofimo guy is a young up and coming American Olympian who's in his early 20s. You know, Barbarian
but
ain't losing, man. Whoever wins this fight, it's an in-house fight, and I've got a future star on the come up. Or if Vasyl Lomachenko wins, who and he's not a star in the states. That's what we're not going to do. Let's not get it twisted. You know, Vasyl Lomachenko don't fight in the big Madison Square Garden. He fights in the little room. You know, the little
then
room that got all them lights on top and on the ceiling.
the only thing I didn't like, only thing I didn't like about what Bob Arum said was he ain't gonna fight Devin Haney.
Yeah, that was
The
stupid.
winner, the
Yeah,
winner wouldn't fight
I
Devin
don't
Haney.
like that. I don't like that.
But he said he could throw in. He said we could throw in. He could throw in Shakur Stevenson. I like that though.
Yeah, well, Shakur's a featherweight. He's
But
gonna
he
be
said Shakur gonna be moving up. That's what he said in the interview. The
yeah
same
to
interview.
130.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to see that too. You know, when Bob Arum, as far as him saying about Devin Haney's young and has no experience and hasn't fought anybody, well, he's the same exact age as Teofimo Lopez, and he actually was the real WBC champion until they put him in recess because of a shoulder injury, and that's how Vasyl Lomachenko fought Luke Campbell for that vacant title. Now, I'm not gonna sit here and act like Devin Haney beat somebody to become a champion. He didn't. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, I thought Vasyl Lomachenko should have fought. Matter of fact, it was supposed to be Luke Campbell versus Devin Haney. Devin Haney was out with the injury, so they put the title vacant for Luke Campbell versus Lomachenko. And that's why I know Lomachenko decided to be a franchise champion because when you win a vacant belt with the WBC, you got to fight two mandatories back to back before you get a voluntary. And in the rankings, that would mean he'd have to fight Devin Haney if if he still kept that WBC belt. He'd have to fight Devin Haney, and then the next guy in the rankings at the time was what's the guy's name? Tank Davis. You know what I mean? I'm not sure if Lomachenko is really trying to go through that kind of, you know,
He
fight those
said
two
if
guys back to
Lomachenko
back.
wins, he gonna try to match him against either Shakur Stevenson or Ryan Garcia.
Yeah, I could see more Shakur Stevenson, Bob Arum do his in-house thing. You know what I mean? I think uh, I think Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney should be the fight to made on DAZN. They both DAZN fighters.
But De La Hoya blocking some shit though
Yeah, cause Devin Haney want that smoke.
because he blocked the Devin Haney is with Eddie Hearn, right?
Yep, it's with
And
Matching
Eddie Hearn
USA.
said that De La Hoya don't want Canelo to fight Andrade either.
Yeah, we know that. We know that since 154.
Yeah,
when Boo Boo vacated his absolute, nah, he ain't vacant. He got stripped because of inactivity, and the title was now vacant. And it was supposed to be, and it was Liam Smith who fought that nobody John Thompson for the vacant title. Then it was really supposed to be Austin Trout. That's why till this day Austin Trout is suing the WBO because they just removed him from the rankings completely, and he was due for a title shot.
yeah.
You know what I mean? And then Canoli went and fought Liam Smith. Why he didn't fight Andrade when he had the belt? Andrade called him a bitch. I remember that in 2013.
I remember that too.
Yeah. Canoli ain't even respond. Yeah, man. But watch when Shakur Stevenson. Watch when he's when Shakur Stevenson is on Lomachenko's heels when he chasing that fight and talking about he want that Lomachenko fight. Watch how much hate Shakur Stevenson start getting, man. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? It's that's just I've been seeing a trend. You know what I mean? You know
yeah. I've been
I've been seeing a trend when these guys from Tank Davis he gets a lot of hate. You know what I mean? Because he's somehow connected to Lomachenko since 130. Who's the other guy? Teofimo Lopez. He gets hate because he's talking a lot of smack. And now Devin Haney, and they're gonna use the excuse or try to use the crutch that, oh, you see what Devin Haney said, oh, I'm never gonna lose to a white boy. They're gonna try to use that as an excuse to why they hating on Devin Haney. You know, well, to me, Devin Haney wants all the smoke with everybody.
I think David Haney used that to try to make Lomachenko mad to fight him.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think, but Bar Aaron said the winner was Shakur Stevenson gonna eventually fight whoever win that fight.
Yeah, Shakur Stevenson, man, he's pissed right now because because Eddie Hearn says, you know what I mean? Eddie Hearn Eddie Hearn out here lying, talking about he sent them a fair offer. Andre Ward and Shakur Stevenson debunked that. They said, man, you ain't even send us no offer. Shakur said, I don't know who you was talking to, but it wasn't our people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know how people just take Eddie Hearn's word like it's like his words the truth, man. He's a promoter, man.
You know how to stop all this shit. Everybody need to drop paperwork.
Yeah, like it's a paperwork party in the joint, right?
Yeah, paperwork party.
It's a paperwork party.
Need to release paperwork party.
Yeah.
Paperwork party joint.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta know if your guy that coming in the yard is a snitch.
Yup. Yeah, that's how it should be in boxing, dogs. You gotta show that paperwork.
As soon as you say you did an offer, they need to go on. All these channels need to throw a paperwork party.
Yeah.
They ain't checking no paperwork.
Yeah, well, I want to see paperwork, man. That's a good idea,
Too,
Chris.
Everybody can say they didn't say something. That
Yeah.
would kill all these arguments. People picking sides. Show the paperwork.
They picking sides, right? And I'm gonna believe the fighter in Andre Ward more than a promoter who's been lying.
And Andre Ward also say that's because you say it's a fair offer. It might be a fair offer to you,
Yeah.
but it might not be a fair offer to us.
Right. Yep.
Shit.
Yeah, man. What's up with y'all, man? What's up, Ben? What's up, Charlie?
What's up, guys?
What's up, man?
We talking about the 130 division.
135, the lightweights, man. It's on and popping.
okay.
There's a lot of talent at 135.
There is.
I hope they don't pull the 147 division. They don't fight no damn body.
Oh, wow.
They already. It's looking like they're gonna do that all the way
But
down.
Aaron said Shakur Stevenson gonna fight the winner between Lomachenko and Teofimo Lopez.
Oh, that would be. Oh boy.
That'd be great.
I tell you the truth.
That's both his fighters, though. All
Yeah.
of his fighters.
I can't see Shakur Stevenson being either of them fighters, though.
I don't know, Charlie.
Ooh, Shakur got that defense, boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has. But has he got the offense for
I don't know. He got a skill set to do it. He got a skill set to get the guys trouble.
Yeah. When he won that world title versus future brother-in-law, who hates him because he's black, that's the truth. That's why they don't like him. He washed that guy, Joey Gonzalez, every single round. That guy, and he ain't go in for the KO. I think he just wanted to embarrass him for 12 rounds. You know what I mean? Yeah. I think Shakur Stevenson need a little bit more man strength if he gonna go up to 135 and fight it. Teofimo's a big lightweight. He's pushing for 140. He's ready to bust out and go to 140. He said, he's still a young guy and his bones are growing. Yeah.
I don't know. I think out there doing the parking lot.
Hey, we
I
got
don't know. You might be right.
Mm-hmm.
Because he hit that girl in the head. She didn't get knocked out.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I don't really consider Shakur a big puncher, but I think he has a skill set, like you said. He's a very, very good on defense. And when they try to say like Devin Haney's like a next Floyd Mayweather, I see more a Floyd Mayweather skill set in Devin. I'm sorry, in Shakur Stevenson.
Yeah, I would like to see them two fight too, because they got a little grudge rivalry going on.
Yeah. We got Boxing Learner in the chat. What the deal, Boxing Learner? How you feeling, man? He says, I do think he has a chance. So he thinks Teofimo Lopez has a chance. I do too, man. You know,
I
he
do
got
too.
power. You know how he caught Comey with that overhand right, had him on Queer Street.
Not only that, B Mars, she got the boxing skills to box with Lomo too.
Yeah, he got the footwork.
Yeah.
Who that?
Yeah.
Teofimo Lopez. Your
Oh, yeah,
fellow,
that's my dick. You already know.
your
PK,
fellow
PK all
Brooklynite.
day. You already know.
Yes, indeed, your fellow Brooklynite.
Yeah. He's
You can hate him. I like Teofimo,
that guy's
but
a
he's
G.
taking no
Hey,
wild.
shit, Umar, I really heard Teofimo from the Bronx though.
She ain't from the Bronx. He's from Brooklyn.
He's from Brooklyn, man.
Yeah, I'm just
Yeah.
honest with Umar.
Man, I would have thought if you asked me where he's from in New York, I would have said the Bronx too. Yeah, I mean, he looked like a Puerto Rican from the Bronx.
Yeah, well,
He do, but I think he's like Nicaraguan or something.
Honduras. These people's from Honduras.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, he ain't Puerto Rican. I know that. Yeah.
Yeah, I like the kid's skill set, man, and he's been laying people out, man. He laid out that white dude
You was crazy about
from Louisiana called Mason Menard. He laid him out, man. Dude was shaking like a pipe head, you know what I mean? Laid him out. A vicious knockout. Yeah.
hey, I was trying to
like
think
a
of this guy
Yeah.
from 2006, 2007. He was a Dominican, but
You said what? Hello? Y'all still there?
he was like a fake ass Trinidad. What was it?
You going in and out, G. I can't hear you too
Man,
well.
I'm still there, man. I'm thinking like.
I didn't even hear what you said.
Yeah, repeat that, Chris.
I don't know.
I said, what happened to that Dominican from 2006? Y'all might remember. He looked like a fake ass Trinidad. He played 154.
What was his name?
He got beat by damn Carlos Quintana. He was undefeated.
Chris, you be coming with these obscure ass questions, bro.
No, he was like y'all wasn't
Oh, you talking about Daniel Santos? Daniel Santos?
No.
He was Puerto Rican.
Who you talk about? Felix
No,
Diaz?
his dude was
Chris, in
Columbus.
2002, bro, I was
No, Felix Diaz from
in
DR.
2002. I was in like the 10th grade. Chris is coming with some obscure shit, bro. I was still in high school.
Carlos Quintana fought. I'm trying to think who's that?
Oh, it's not
I
high
said
school.
2007.
I barely had a mustache back then, man.
What you say? You want to get no pussy right there? Oh, hell no.
I ain't say that. I said I barely had a mustache.
But Shakur, the thing about Shakur Stevenson though, like you say, man, he ain't really got no power, man. He ain't got no power to take out
he ain't-
Lomachenko.
he's-
He's gonna have to outbox, but that's gonna be a problem.
Yeah.
With Loma, with the skill that white boy is, bro, you gotta be able to outbox. I mean, you gotta be able to have some power.
Yep.
Outboxing him.
I don't really rate him.
Well, the score Stevenson
I don't really
kind of
rate
hard to hit
Lomachenko,
too,
man.
though.
You don't rate
Yeah.
Lomachenko?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I don't really rate him that much like everybody else does, man. I'll be honest.
I'll tell you what, it'll be a boring fight. Them two will be a boring fight.
Yeah, because
Nah.
I've seen him, man. He struggled against what was that Colombian dude? What was the Colombian dude he struggled to blast out of there, man? And they bought him from 2 weight
Oh,
classes.
Mariaga. Yeah. And he was
Yeah.
coming off a loss.
That's right. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I didn't like
They just
that
used
fight.
him like an opponent. Yeah, they used him like an opponent, and he struggled with
Yeah,
it, man.
he gave Lomachenko like a black eye.
Yeah, he gave him problems that night.
I figured out who that dude was, B. Morris. His name was Joel Julio.
Oh well, Julio.
But you really
Joel
digging in the
Julio,
bags
he was
these niggas,
27 and
man.
0. He was 27 and 0 at the time.
Yeah, I ain't too
Digging in the
familiar with
bags
him.
these cats.
27 and 0 with 24 knockouts. He was a knockout puncher.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a knockout puncher in the Dominican Republic.
They were trying to make him like the next killer there.
Oh yeah, from the Dominican or Colombia.
He was from
Bro, how
Colombia.
many times, next off question, how many times have you watched Friday Night Fights and they brought some random dude from Ghana, someplace in Africa, got 35 fights and 34 knockouts, and get
Wow,
washed?
this dude was on HBO like 3 or 4 times with knockouts, though.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Because he was somewhat decent. But they added him to record, man, from those other countries.
Hey, Carlos quit telling him like Floyd Mayweather when he was jamming the shit out there, boy.
I remember.
Even Julio Cesar Chavez, his record is a bit bad.
Oh,
I'm not saying he wasn't a great fighter because he was.
which one?
He fought
The
a
senior?
gang of bums.
Julio Cesar Chavez Senior.
Yeah, he fought a gang of bums.
Yeah,
before
yeah,
He started fighting.
yeah.
He
He
fought
got.
about 60 bums
Yeah.
before he fought anybody.
He got a lot of tune-up fights. He had a
that's
like a lot.
fine.
He was like 50-0 by the time he got a world title shot. You know what I mean?
He got a loss before he actually had
No,
a
he
loss.
did beat him, Chris. He did.
Yeah. And he really lost.
they give him
He
the
really
credit.
lost the fight when he was 11-0. He got disqualified, and they didn't count it as a loss.
Beast did a hangout on that years ago. The commission changed the record.
Yeah, I did a video on that not too long ago. Yeah, the commission in Mexico changed it, and one of his, I think his brother-in-law or uncle was on that commission. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
So he really got about.
If you watch Rocky Lockridge versus Julio Cesar Chavez, it says his record is 47-1. That's how that's what his record was. That's what they said. Because not just in America and Mexico, they were counting him as undefeated. But that fight was in Europe. It was like in Monte Carlo. And they wasn't going for that shit. They knew the truth. They had Julio Cesar Chavez with one loss. Yep.
So how many losses did this cat got officially? Because Rocky Lockridge got robbed. How many losses really got? About 8?
Altogether?
Yeah, because he lost like towards the end of his career. He got beat by Willie Wise and guys like that.
And Costa Zoo.
Yeah.
That's probably about right, Chris. Probably about 8 or 9 losses.
Yeah, and De La Hoya. I'm sorry. Yeah, De La Hoya twice. Yeah, man.
It's like Zab. Like Zab been collecting losses. Zab got about 9-10 losses now.
Yeah, just like Shane Mosley. And Shane Mosley just got into the Hall of Fame.
Man, Zab on this damn.
Zab Judah better get in too if Shane Mosley in there.
Yo, the other day I watched the Zab Judah versus Cotto fight again.
Yeah.
Yo, Cotto did Zab dirty.
Yeah, I ain't like that fight, man. I ain't like that
fuck.
shit.
Zab was whooping his ass.
Yeah, then he started hitting him in the Bozak.
Exactly. Son, he had no choice. He cheated, bro.
Yeah, I ain't like that shit.
How y'all like Zab Judah acting skills in their web series on Foster Sin?
In which web series?
Foster Sin.
I ain't see that.
That shit kind of good. It's kind of like, it reminds you of Money and Violence. He like a drug dealer. He like a drug dealer in there.
What's that on YouTube?
Yeah, it's on YouTube.
You gotta put in the links, dog. I'm gonna check that out.
Okay. I'm just putting it in.
I ain't seen that.
Because he would beat somebody with a base. Yeah, but what y'all think about Ryan Garcia and Tate Davis? Bernard said that's close to happen.
Yeah, man. Be
Ryan
up.
Garcia's boxing.
Ryan Garcia gonna get punished.
I got Ryan Garcia. I think Tate Davis and they say Adrian Broner.
Oh man, I ain't gonna allow that one. I'm a favorite Tank Davis. This kid ain't fought nobody. At least Tank Davis has fought somebody.
Man, Tate Davis was giving that word by damn bull with some Zion Williamson.
You're right. You
Jam
ain't
Boy
fought
will
anybody.
fight. Jam Boy had them broke ass Zion Williams tonight. His woman.
Ryan Garcia weren't the truth. Like, he weren't the truth, man. That's just, I swear that's a lot of Spanish hype, you know, a lot of Mexican hype, you know.
Well, only one way to find out. We're gonna see if this fat dude. We're gonna see that because I ain't never rate Tank, man. Tank fucking up.
Me neither. But I think Tank Davis, man, he's gonna be a little too much for that kid Garcia, man. Garcia's been knocking out guys in the first round because these guys are not even ranked. They nobodies.
Yeah,
You know?
that's what I'm saying. And he's getting a platform to talk shit.
Yeah. And it's all good, you know?
He's a you.
He's 20-0 with 17 KOs. So it's time to get up out that prospect stage, come into the contender stage, and let's see if he try to get himself a world title.
Well, we know who did that before. Oscar.
Who?
Oscar was knocking out people like that.
Oh, yeah. Man, Oscar at 130 and 135 was knocking out people with that left hook. He was big as shit compared to everybody.
Oscar beating them old ass Troy Dorsey.
Troy Dorsey, Jorge Paez, Rafael Ruelas.
I'm mad as hell when he beat Troy Dorsey because he looked like a big ass dude fighting a minute.
Yeah, he looked like a super middleweight.
Beating them little ass man up.
Mm-hmm. Oscar De La Hoya is one of the fighters that kind of popularized the WBO belt. You know what I mean? He was one of the first marquee fighters who.
I thought we was gonna do a video getting that B-How today, though, people.
Huh?
I thought we was gonna get that B-How. You remember early on?
Man, we could talk about all that, man. There's a boxing hangout, man, and big ups to Boxing Learner in the chat. He says
What up, Boston London?
he says he thinks Teofimo Lopez can beat Lomachenko, but he really needs to bring it for that Loma fight. And he says Pedroza gave Loma a lot of problems. Absolutely. Pedroza was also giving Tank Davis some problems. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He says Ryan Garcia is not ready. And Boxing Learner says Johnny Tapia too with the WBO. Yeah, Johnny Tapia, yeah, absolutely. But
Yes.
yeah, he had the WBO titles.
He was a fighter, man.
Yeah.
I thought damn Johnny Tapia beat Paulie Ayala in one of them damn fights too.
I thought he won both of them.
Yeah, so did I.
I thought he won, but the second one was a big robbery.
They were cheating, man.
No, you know how many gifts Tony Ayala got? Tony Ayala, I ain't like that guy, man. That guy used to get all kind of gift decisions.
I thought he got in trouble with Bones Adams too.
Yeah, Clarence Bones Adams,
It
yep.
was the politics, though. They got politics in Mexico, man, due to where you live and all of that.
Yeah, that's why I'm glad. What's his name beat him? Marco Antonio Barrera.
Aaron Morales, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And then Barrera beat up damn Johnny Tapia.
Yeah, he did. I ain't like that because man, Johnny Tapia looked fat. That ain't his real weight class.
It looked like he was past his prime to me.
Yeah, he looked fat. Yep. But yeah, man.
Johnny Tapia was a legend. He's a legend, man.
He is, but you know he ducked Mark Too Sharp Johnson from DC.
Oh.
Johnny
Yeah,
Tapia.
he did.
Every time
Yeah, he did. A lot of
from
people
flyweight,
did. Yeah, a lot of
when he was at flyweight, then Mark Too Sharp Johnson became a contender and the champion. He moved up to super flyweight. When Mark Too Sharp Johnson went to super flyweight, he went up to bantamweight. He kept running from that man.
Yeah, he did.
And that was a fight to make, you know what I mean? What's his name kept calling him out? Mark Too Sharp Johnson.
What was that other little guy down there, Tim Austin? I used to like him too.
Yeah, Tim Austin. Where he was from? Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tim Austin was a champion for many years. His trainer was them guys that trained Mike Tyson that did a shitty job in Tokyo. That put
Talking about Aaron Snowell.
Aaron Snowell, yeah. Yep. Yeah.
Aaron Snowell used to train Tim Witherspoon too.
Yep. Those were Don King trainers.
Yeah,
If you're with Don King, they
he was.
he put you on with those guys and Stacy McKinley and them.
Yeah, they was look. Yeah, that's when they fired my man Kevin Rooney. They fired Kevin Rooney and brought him in.
Yeah, those guys weren't better trainers than Kevin Rooney. Because Mike
Nah,
Tyson was from this Catskills area. That's where he learned his boxing skills, honed his boxing technique. And then he got with these new trainers, man. Mike Tyson became a headhunter.
yep.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
They had the damn. It's used to be on YouTube. I don't know it's still there. They were showing Kevin Rooney when he was watching the Buster Douglas fight back. He was showing what Mike Tyson was doing wrong.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Mike Tyson was there.
No, it was like he was with somebody. It was like that was in that era. It was like a couple of weeks after that fight happened. Somebody bought him and they watched the fight over.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, if he was in the corner, Mike would have knocked out Buster Douglas.
Man, if Mike Tyson stayed with the Kevin Rooneys and them,
Yeah.
he would have had a better boxing career. I believe that.
Yeah, because he was like, he was sitting on Buster Douglas. Though Kevin Rooney said Buster Douglas ain't all that. He wouldn't have beat Mike if I was in the corner.
Absolutely. I don't think he would have. Yeah.
And he said that Aaron Snowell wasn't giving Mike Tyson the right instructions.
Yeah, man. These people they brought a latex glove and put water in that jam, was putting it on his eye, man. What type of inexperience is that? They ain't even have that kind of pressure thing. You know that hot or the cold kind of metal thing that they press on somebody's eye to stop the swelling.
The compressor
Yeah.
and swell.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man, but 135 is gonna be on fire, man. If these guys fight each other, dogs, these guys gotta get it in. They have
You
to.
know what? I was saying that about 147.
Yeah, I know. Man, I was gonna go to New York for Lomachenko versus what's his name? Teofimo. You know what I mean? I wanted to see that fight live and be there and see what's really gonna happen. We'll see, man. We'll see. But at least that's a fight that's that's on the horizon. You know what I mean? It ain't just talking. I think Tank Davis and what's his name and Tank and Ryan Garcia, they just talking mad shit on Twitter because they trying to boost their profile and their fan bases. I think when it comes time to fight him, it's gonna be difficult to
Yeah.
make that fight because they're on the zone and one guy is gonna be a pay-per-view guy. Tank Davis' next fight's gonna be versus Leo Santa Cruz on pay-per-view.
Ted Davis fighting Leo Santa Cruz.
Yeah.
I got my
That's
son.
good.
I got my son, Leo Santa Cruz.
Leo Santa Cruz said he's not gonna go to 135 though. We gonna do it at 130.
Who?
Leo Santa.
Santa Cruz has been kind of.
St. Davis ain't making 130.
Yeah.
Make that weight.
I don't think he can do 130 no more.
Yeah, I don't think St. Davis can make that
Nah,
weight.
neither do I.
He missed weight at
That
135.
catch weight.
Oh, he missed weight.
Yeah,
At
they have to
130,
make
didn't he?
that catch weight.
It was at 135 too. I think who'd he fight in his last fight? Was it yeah, against Gamboa. But then he went back and came back after 2 hours and he lost that weight. But he ain't make weight.
Right? Y'all remember when he fought that Mexican dude, right?
Yeah, you breaking up, Ben. You going in and out.
I said, can you hear me better?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Yep.
I said, remember when he fought that dude on Floyd's undercard, Tank? He was
Yeah.
looking like dog shit versus that bum.
Yeah, I think what was that? Fonseca.
Yeah, man. Like, yo,
Yeah.
I'm telling you, Leo Santa Cruz put hands on that boy. I'm
Yeah,
telling you,
yeah,
because Leo got a good chin. First of all.
I'm with you,
So
bid.
he
At
ain't get
130,
duffed out easy.
I agree, man. At 130, man. Look, people thinking Tank gonna run through this guy. He couldn't run over Gamboa, who had torn his Achilles in round 2.
Exactly. Torn his Achilles. And Gamboa got a suspect chin since
Yeah,
forever.
And Gamboa had on Zion Williamson shoes.
they did.
Chris with the Zion Williamson Jordans.
Yeah, them just tore apart on it, man.
Thank God I've been lay hands on Leo, man. Leo been he's been like avoiding all the top fight. How come he ain't been in a big fight for a long time?
Yeah, he don't fight black fighters.
And yeah, that's it.
He ain't fight Rigondeaux.
I'll be back in a few minutes.
All right. He ain't fight Rigondeaux. He ain't fight Gary Russell. He dug Gary Russell.
That's what I'm saying, man. You're right. That a question needs to be asked of all these fighters. You know, that we mentioned, but Teofimo and Loma, I got Teofimo winning that, man.
Woo, if he does, that'll be a big W, man. That's some fighter of the year type shit. If he beat Lomachenko, that's the fighter of the year. And he can do it, man. He got the skills to pay the bills, man. And he's a big dude. You know, Linares put Lomachenko on the canvas with a beautiful straight right hand. Put him on his ass. Teofimo Lopez is bigger than Linares and younger. Yeah, I think that's why the dude is hesitant to really sign the contract and make it official. Lomachenko. Yeah, but man, if Lomachenko come win this fight, man, it'll be a big W because the kid Teofimo Lopez been talking mad shit. Teofimo Lopez said he'll knock him out in 8 rounds, and he says that what you mean? What did he say? He said that Lomachenko's that they got into Lomachenko's head. You know what I mean? Yeah.
What is that sound there, B-Marsh, man?
You said what?
I can hear some like sound, some mad feedback coming through you.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Damn. I don't know. I don't got nothing on. I got an old fight on right now. I'm watching Evander Holyfield.
Maybe because you got it on the loudspeaker, I don't know, or the earpiece.
Yeah,
I don't hear nothing, to be honest. Y'all sound crystal clear.
Yeah, it sounds like you have some earpiece on or something.
Me?
Yeah.
Nah, I'm talking just directly into my phone. Yeah, Charlie Brown, I see you in the chat. He says Loma and Lopez is the fight. Absolutely, man. And I like.
I know what it is. You next to your damn tablet, man.
Yeah. I got the phone next to the tablet.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, for real. What's up, Nauta, man?
What's good, Charlie?
What's good, Nauta?
Not between Lomachenko and Nacho.
Say what?
Lomachenko and Teofimo. Who you got?
I got Lopez, man.
You got Lopez?
I think he's got his number. I think he's got his number, man.
Woo!
I think he might stop him. To be honest with you.
Ooh, that's what we was just talking about. That man, he's a big 135. You know, he's a big dude.
And he has power, man. He has power.
Like, we live too, Nacho.
Say what?
We live too.
Oh yeah, you good.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, he's got power, man. You know, he's very good at timing. And the thing about Lomachenko is, like, he's a pace fighter. You know what I mean? He's normally used to kind of wearing guys down. I think just with the high pace that he sets, with how tricky he can be. He's a very good boxer. You know, don't get it messed up. But you know, I just think that Lopez in particular is actually kind of wrong for him. You know, I think ultimately, like, he'll be able to catch him, And depending on the way Lomachenko responds to adversity, honestly, I think Lomachenko, like as much as I kind of give him shit for certain things, like when he's in the fight, he's down to fight.
Yeah, he
he's
is.
down. He's down
coming
for it.
forward.
And I think especially because of how the Salido fight turned out, it almost kind of reminds me of like Vitaly Klitschko. Like after he had quit versus Chris Bird, like you be damned if you're gonna see him quit again. Like when he fought Lennox, even though his eye was like practically coming out his head.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think Lomachenko has more of that fire now than he would have before because of the fact that he probably feels in his heart of hearts that he kind of allowed Salido to kind of dictate more the pace of that fight than he should have.
Yeah.
So against Lopez, he'll step up to the adversity and try to fight back even harder. But I think ultimately, even though that'll give him more of a competitive chance, it'll also give him a higher chance of being stopped.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I wouldn't put it past him to go a distance either. He's a great boxer and everything. But I just think, I think Lopez is it right place, right guy, right time.
Yeah, man. He's laid out a lot of opponents, man. Knocked them out cold.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean that Comey fight, all that did was prove what I projected. You know what I mean? They're like with young fighters that might look flashy or talented or whatever, you're projecting how good they are, mostly, because they haven't really proven it. Against Comey, he proved it. Against Comey, he proved that he's a legit puncher. He's a legit knockout artist. He's a legit champion. He's a legit world level fighter. You know, he's legit. He's legitimately like of that at the very least A- caliber, if not straight up A. You know, so
absolutely, man. That fight, I didn't know who was gonna win. I left that prediction alone. I really had no idea who was gonna
most
win.
people it was 50-50. Like it was pretty much even down the road most of the time. But I think the people, at the very least, the people that were picking Comey, they had more to go off of because Comey had been proven.
Right, and he had a chin.
He had been proven at the top level, whereas Lopez hadn't.
Mm-hmm.
So with Lopez, it was about projection. With Comey, it was about what he had already actually done. But now Lopez has that too. So, it's a big thing, man. And here's the thing, like, as much as you could say that, like, well, has Lopez fought anybody that's as quick or as good of a boxer as Lomachenko? Or on the flip side, has Lomachenko fought anybody with as good a timing as Lopez?
Yeah, his
with
timing is perfect.
As Lopez, with as much power as Lopez.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so just as big and strong. You know, he's a big, strong lightweight. You know, a modern day big, strong lightweight, a guy that dehydrates down to 135, coming in the mid 140s, if not more so, on fight night.
I think he can time Lomachenko. You know what I mean? And you see them overhand rights. That's how he caught the man Comey. And Lomachenko is a action type for fighter. Throws a combination, and then he switches angles with the footwork. Might dig in a body shot.
The thing, like Lomachenko, he's defensively sound when he chooses to be. Yeah. And when he's not a fighter that I would consider really like defensively sound in the face of his offense. Like he's not one of those guys that can do both things at the same time. It's one or the other. It's one or the other more often than not.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but so honestly, I think Lopez will catch him. Lomachenko will get offended by it, like kind of pound his gloves together and come at him even harder. And he'll probably score himself too. You know, he'll lump up Lopez a little bit, but he'll get lumped up himself. And in that type of a fight, I just favor Lopez. I just think that the heavier hands is there for him. Mm-hmm. And I think Lopez, for what it's worth, has a pretty solid chin, man. A pretty solid chin, and knows how to roll shots.
Yeah, he took a lot of flush punches from Nakatani, man. Them right hands from the Japanese, yo.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Nakatani's not like a knockout artist or anything, but he's got something behind the shots.
Yeah.
I think he's gonna prove to be a better fighter than a lot of people expected, just because
I believe
they had never really seen him, or heard of him.
I never heard of him. That was my first time seeing him.
You could see in there that he's tricky. He's long, he's tall, he knows how to use his reach. And if you can't cut off the ring on him, you're gonna be in trouble. You're gonna be down 3-0, 4-0. 5-0, and you're going to be leading knockout pretty soon.
True indeed. Yeah, man. I ain't going to lie. I'm slightly leaning towards Lomachenko as of today, April, or whatever the day is, the 23rd or whatever, but you never know. As
the thing
fight
about
approaches,
it, though, is like with all this stuff going on, I'm not even sure if that fight is ever going to happen just because, they keep pushing it back. Who knows when boxing's going to come back. And then
Bob Arum said he's going to try to make that fight happen, though.
Yeah, Bob Arum wants that fight.
Who that?
Bahrain said they look like they're gonna do boxing though. It might be in the empty arena. It might
Well,
look a
I know
little
that. Yeah, they trying to make a deal with Vince McMahon to do the WWE Performance Center
Yeah.
to host the fights there, but
In
I don't know how
Florida.
that's going so far. So
Yeah.
we'll see, man. That's a
Vince
great fight.
McMahon, you know Vince McMahon about to tax the hell out of Bahrain and them promoters.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
What about Ryan Garcia and Tank Davis? You seen B-Hop saying that fight's gonna be made soon. I think he said talking about like they trying to do it for 2020.
wow.
Well, you know the kid is
That's a tough
20
one,
and 0
man.
with 17 KOs.
That's a
Yo.
tough one, man. Because here's the thing. I think Garcia's power is legit.
Yeah.
The only thing about it is I'm not sure entirely about his chin.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because I have seen him get shaken up a couple of times. And Tank has power
Yeah.
that even if you have a good chin, he could hurt you. So, honestly, with that fight, I think it could go either way, but somebody's getting knocked out. I can't see that going the distance.
Yeah,
I think they're
I'm
both too
favoring
quick and too
Tank Davis.
explosive for that to go distance.
Because this guy's fighting, you know, the guys he's fighting are not, they're not even ranked fighters. The guys Ryan Garcia's fighting, you know what I mean? He's looked
I mean,
impressive.
Fonseca was the Filipino cat that he fought before that was actually pretty good fighter. They were saying that he was ducking him. Funny enough, I can't think of the guy's name off top, but I know you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah, I saw them fights. He knocked him out in one round.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, lightweight division's on fire, man. We just need to see these fights. You know what I mean? You know, there's a lot of players over there. I don't know what guys
1 second.
like Gary Russell's trying to get into the mix, trying to leapfrog 130. You know what I mean? Big ups to Boxing Learner in the chat. Let me read his chat right quick. He says, Tank is going to have to fight Gary Russell. I'd love to see that fight. He says Russell's going to 135. And Linares got a lot of wear and tear. Absolutely, man. Linares has been a professional boxer since like 2002. 18 years, you know what I mean? He ain't no spring chicken.
I'm not sure about a lot of wear and tear, Linares. You know what I mean? Like when the losses that he has is from him just getting knocked out. It's not like he got like beat down and like beat up and round after round after round like that. You know, Lomachenko kind of did.
That DeMarco fight, he had a bad cut.
Yeah. You know, DeMarco a little bit too, but most of his other fights, it was either him blowing out the opponent or him getting blown out.
Hey, that Mexican cat beat his ass on the zone card though.
Yeah, Cano.
He was like, I think I need to go back down the way. That shit was funny as hell.
Cano took him.
He beat the shit out of him in one round. Yeah, and
Cano low key has a nice resume, man.
Yeah.
He fought Shane Mosley, he fought Malignaggi, he fought Eric Morales.
Yup.
I ain't gonna lie, I thought he beat Malignaggi.
Yeah, that was a close one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. So we'll see, man. We'll see what these guys do. I'm looking forward to 135. To me, it's one of the best divisions right now in boxing. I found myself being interested in that division, even making more videos about those guys. Because there's a lot of talent there. Like even in the top 10.
Can come up and fight the guys at 135, so it's a lot of fights.
Yeah, the 130 guys, exactly.
Yeah. There's a lot of potential there. There's definitely a lot of potential, you know what I mean? But although like some of the guys at 135, I think they're probably gonna grow into 140.
Yeah. Like Devin Haney and Teofimo.
I was gonna say when you look at Teo and Haney, how old they are and how big they are.
Yeah.
You know, I think they're destined for like 140, 147 eventually. You know.
Uh-huh.
So.
I think Haney might be fighting Amir Khan. They was trying. You remember they was talking about their
who?
That's crazy, man.
Who?
Haney and Amir Khan.
What the fuck? What? Amir Khan gonna come back to 140?
No, he said he wanted to come back. Haney said he wants to fight Amir Khan.
At what weight?
I don't know. You got to come up and fight him. Amir Khan ain't coming down.
Yeah, he's not. Amir Khan's a welterweight.
Yeah.
I think he just wants to get a name. You know what I mean? Try to get a big name on his record. That's where he's at right now. But yeah, no, there's definitely a lot of good potential for some good fights. Just a matter of if we see them or not. You know what I mean? Because we could talk all day and long about some of these matchups, but
Yeah.
who knows if they're actually going to happen, or if they're going to happen within a recent amount of time. You know, within a year or 2 or 7.
Wow. Even 2 years is too long, man.
Yeah.
Now you're talking about that Teofimo Lopez and what's his name might not happen, Loma. Like I said, Bob Arum,
That's
and
just
Teofimo
off
want that fight.
You know, that's just off of because of the bullshit. You know, because of the COVID and all that. You know what I mean? Because it was supposed to be happening. But
Yeah, but even before that, the date was said by Bob Arum and Teofimo, but Lomachenko had signed his end of the contract.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were fooling and fussing about that.
Yeah, location. They don't want to fight in New York because they feel Teofimo.
Yeah, that's crazy. After they had been bragging about, Lomachenko's so big in New York.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. All his big fights been in New York, man.
Yep. His U.S. ones anyway.
Yep. Yeah, man.
Come on, dog. Like as though like there's like this huge like, not to speak bad or nothing, but like it's brand new. You know what I mean? Like as though there's this huge like Honduran contingent of boxing fans. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Lopez is the very first champ ever. Of Honduran descent.
Yeah, he is the first of Honduran descent.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
They got no boxing history.
I'd be willing to bet there's probably been a couple of good contenders and stuff. Just nobody was ever able to make that final jump. Get the title.
Honduras, where's that in Central America?
Yeah. So I want to say it's. I'm no like geography expert or nothing, but I want to say it's on the other side. Like there's Mexico, then there's Guatemala.
Yeah, and Belize.
Honduras is like right, like I think Belize, and then Honduras is like right after it.
Okay, yeah. They probably better at soccer. I seen Honduras in the World Cups and shit before. They probably more focused on that. Yeah, man. We'll see, man. We'll see what they do at 135. It's a lot of talent there, you know what I mean? And I'm interested in seeing whether Tank Davis and what's his name? Santa Cruz gonna get it in at 130 or 135. Santa Cruz said he wants to fight at 130.
I mean, that'll be interesting to see exactly who. What's interesting about where that weight happens is you'll see who actually has more pull behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Between Santa Cruz and Tank, because like right now you could say either one, and I would disagree with you.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Because Santa Cruz is real tight with Heyman.
Yeah, especially if they have the fight in Los Angeles.
Yeah, and Tank is Floyd's boy, so who knows, man? Who knows exactly?
Yeah, people think Santa Cruz is gonna get washed and knocked out. I'm not so sure about that, man.
I mean, especially if it's at 130, because
yeah.
I don't think Tank really makes 130 healthy anymore.
Absolutely not. I don't think so either.
Say whatever you want about it. You know what I mean? Like even when he was making 130, he was still rehydrating up to like 145, 146. So at the very beginning, even when he's making the weight, quote unquote, healthy, he's still like really having to cut to make it.
Yep.
And nowadays, the way that he's been living and eating and all that stuff, who knows? You know what I mean? He struggled to make 135 against Gamboa, so.
Yeah.
Honestly, I like the prospects don't look good for him at 130, in my opinion.
Yeah, he missed weight on this first go around versus Gamboa. Man moved up in weight and still didn't make weight.
Yeah, because I think healthy weight versus healthy weight, I would favor Tank.
Yeah.
I would definitely favor Tank. I think largely because of the fact that he's just the bigger guy. You know, and generally speaking, all other things being equal, the bigger guy will win. So and he's bigger and faster too. That helps him as well. But the thing that Santa Cruz has though is that gas tank.
And the chin.
He's got stamina for days.
And got a chin
that's
too.
His best attribute.
Yep.
That's his best attribute, and that's actually Davis's weakest attribute.
Yeah. That's why I'm thinking 130 is gonna be a good fight. I ain't mad at it. And he got a chin too. I ain't never seen that guy.
Yeah.
Only time I seen him remotely wobbled was versus Carl Frampton in the first fight. He got caught with like a left hook and he wobbled on the ropes.
Right. And even then, I think a lot of that was like, I don't want to like complete discredit Frampton, but I think some of that was balanced too.
Yeah, I
He
think so
caught
too.
every bit of
Yeah,
that.
yeah, because he
He caught
smiled
every bit of that shot.
and he came back forward.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, so he definitely got some whiskers on him. He's got a good chin, good gas tank, good work rate. He's actually got some decent boxing skills too. I think his boxing skills is underrated.
Yeah, he showed him against Abner Mares.
Yeah, definitely.
He washed him with just boxing skills.
He knew there against Mares that Abner had the hand speed advantage and had that inside fighting advantage.
Yeah.
So he pretty much just took it away from him.
Kept him at the end of the jab and boxed.
And even, he handles himself well on the inside too. Not to say he doesn't have an inside game, but he recognized at the very least that Abner's was just a little bit better. He just had a slight advantage there, so he only engaged him on the inside like that when he felt it was necessary.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Another great fight also at lightweight, good fights that would be made. I had my ticket, dude, the MGM National Harbor for Luke Campbell versus Javier Fortuna. I was looking forward to that fight.
Yeah, man. That would have been a good one.
Yeah.
I had Fortuna in that.
I wasn't even sure who was going to win. I was going to do a prediction. I ain't think too much about it. I think it's a tough, dude's an ambush type of fighter. Those punches in bunches. Fortuna, you know what I mean? Aqua fighter.
Well, he's consistently inconsistent,
Yeah.
He's like, you never know exactly which version's going to show up. But I think at the top of his game, he could potentially beat any of these guys.
Mm-hmm.
I think he has that level of talent. It's just a matter of he's so mercurial that you never know which version you're going to get.
Yeah, we got Boxing Learner in the chat. He says, Devin's back as champion, and Devin versus Luke is a must. Yeah, well, Luke Campbell got to get past Javier Fortuna.
No, they're already talking about just making Campbell against Haney.
Yeah, Fortuna ain't gonna allow that.
Yeah,
unless he gets the winner.
They might got to do some litigation or something.
Yeah.
Because, see, that's the thing. When the WBC does all this crazy bullshit, they be digging themselves into a fucking hole.
Yeah.
Because then it's like they owe everybody everything. It's kind of like, at super flyweight when they kept ordering mandatories because they had dug themselves into such a big hole. So then now Inoue could never unify with any of the guys.
True.
Because it was Gonzalez fought Quadras, and you immediately had to fight Srisaket, and then they had the rematch. They mandated the rematch, and then they mandated a rematch with Estrada and Srisaket. So it's like, where is anybody else supposed to even fit in?
Yeah. Yeah, WBC gonna get themselves in trouble. Somebody gonna sue them.
Yeah.
Somebody gonna sue them like how what you call it? Lennox Lewis sued the WBC and Mike Tyson because they was ducking him back in '96.
Yeah.
Yep.
Or like, who was that guy that sued the WBA almost bankrupted?
WBA?
Yeah, I think it was the WBA.
Oh, I know the WBC. That German dude.
Was it the BC?
Who was a light heavyweight?
Yeah.
What's his name? He fought Michikowski. What's that guy's name? Roshigiani. Roshigiani.
Yeah, there we go.
He's German, but with an Italian name. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't even quite remember the situation because he was talking about he's champion, but they gave it to Roy Jones or something because Roy Jones was WBC light heavyweight.
Yeah. No, but remember though, he sued him and he won. Like,
yeah.
They had to pay.
They had to pay him, and they almost went bankrupt.
Yeah.
Cause he cleaned them out for like millions.
Yeah.
Like over 10 millions. Yeah, that dude ain't want to fight anybody anyways. He ain't fight Roy Jones. He ain't even fight the guy Mike McCallum lost to for that belt. What's that guy's name? Fabrice Tiozzo. The only man to ever stop Darius Michikowski.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Oh wow, he died.
Yeah, I did a video about him. He got hit by a vehicle, man. He's just walking the streets of Italy. Some
Hey,
Yeah, I was looking.
hit and run shit.
Lamar,
Goddamn,
you
he won
absolutely
$31
right.
million.
Woo! I knew he won a lot of money. Yeah.
30 to 31
He
million.
didn't need to fight ever again.
Mars, you absolutely right. Triple G fights like Mr. Pepsi.
Yeah, Michikowski. Yep, that's who Triple G reminds me of. Fight just like him. That's probably who he looked up to in Germany, because that's where Triple G started his pro career.
Insane. Yeah, because I guess the court ruling retroactively declared him champion from when he beat Michael Nunn until his rematch defeat to
Yeah, but Michael Nunn wasn't no WBC champion. I remember he was like a interim, or what was he, Chris? He had some kind of WBC belt. I remember, and he was calling out Roy Jones.
Who?
Michael Nunn.
Well, I guess they're saying it says right here it was
Michael
vacant.
Nunn, I don't know, but Roy Jones slowballed the hell out of him.
What, they fought for a vacant title?
Yeah.
Vacant WBC?
Yep.
And the dude won though, right? Graciano.
Yeah. He beat him.
A split decision. Yeah, I seen that fight in Germany.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's confusing. That whole era, yo, that's why I made that video. That light heavyweight era. We was talking with Chris earlier and Charlie about that light heavyweight era. There's a lot of confusion, man. Because Roy Jones beat Mike McCallum for an interim title.
Yeah. Okay, like I'm looking at Wikipedia right here. It says Jones vacated the title after his mandatory challenger Michael Nunn's promoter won a purse bid with the intent to stage it as a pay-per-view fight on Request TV, a rival platform to HBO, which Jones was contractually tied to.
So Jones was supposed to do a pay-per-view with Michael Nunn?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Nunn's promoter won the purse bid. Jones declined, so
Oh, that's that shit you was talking about, Chris.
so the title was vacated. Then Rochigiani fought Nunn instead. He beat him for the vacant title. But then that was in March of '98. Then in May of '98, he got demoted to interim champion because Roy basically told the WBC he wanted to be champion again.
Yeah, because Roy won his in was it 97 when he beat McCallum? Or 96? 97, right? I believe so.
When he beat McCallum was in '94.
Really?
I thought. Or no, my bad, '97.
Yeah, because
No, McCallum won it. McCallum won it in '94.
yeah, he beat Jeff Harding.
Yeah.
And then he lost in France to Fabrice Tiozzo. And I don't even know if that guy ever defended that title. I don't recall.
No, he vacated.
Yeah, exactly.
So Roy fought McCallum and that he became an interim champ. And he got promoted.
I think when he fought Montel Griffin, that was now for like the official WBC, and he lost.
Okay, there we go. Yeah. So like they were gonna promote him if he would have won, but he lost. And they fought the second time he won.
He was a full champion.
And then that's when all the bullshit happened with him and Rochigiani. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's
but see, like it's just
crazy,
like even
man.
historically, the WBC be doing this stuff and then
shooting themselves in the foot.
Well, not even just shooting themselves, like tying themselves into a knot. Because it's like, oh, okay, you're the champion. No, wait, no, you're the champion.
Yeah.
Like, who's the champ, man? Like,
There was confusing with y'all saying all that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Well, like right now, here's the thing. Devin Haney, at first, it was an eliminator when he fought Zara Abdullayev. Then they made it an interim title. Then they promoted him to being a full champion. Then they freaking put him as in recess, and they made Lomachenko the franchise champion. And then
Lomachenko wasn't even in the top 15 WBC rankings. Yeah. He was a unified champ in two other sanctioning bodies.
Well, you can't be. You can't be ranked by
you can't. Right.
Mm-hmm. But no, but then they ordered Campbell versus
Haney.
Fortuna. No, Campbell. Well, they had Campbell versus Haney at first. Haney got injured. He got put in recess. Then they ordered Campbell versus Fortuna.
Yeah.
Fortuna had been Fortuna had actually been named #1 contender before Campbell was.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So then they had to basically like retroactively say, okay, no, never mind. Y'all are the top two, so you're gonna fight, and then the winner will fight Haney, and then that guy will be reinstated as the champion. But now they just reversed that, and now Haney's just the champion.
Because of coronavirus.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I ain't go to no boxing events this year. That was the one I was supposed to go to that fight.
Like, who's owed the title shot? Is it Campbell or is it Fortuna?
I personally wanted to see Fortuna and Campbell fight for the title because I thought they did Campbell dirty by putting him in there versus Lomachenko. I thought Eddie Hearn, that was just a money grab. You know what I mean? To bring Lomachenko to England. Wow, we got Lomachenko fighting in London. And then, you know, Luke Campbell ain't deserved that. He deserved to fight for real rather than, you know, although there was 3 titles on the line, you know what I mean? If he wins, he's a big pound-for-pound star. But I knew he wasn't going to win that fight, man. Even though he had a good effort, you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, he made it tough, man.
Yeah.
He made it tough on him. Definitely. He gave him a lot of problems to solve.
Yeah, the WBC, man, they don't know what they want to do, man. I mean, the WBC has a history of giving people belts without them having to fight anybody. They did that from 78 with Ken Norton. They just gave Ken Norton a belt. Here, go fight Larry Holmes. Man ain't even defended. He lost that in his first title fight. They did that with Triple G when Cannoli vacated the straps. Triple G ain't beat nobody when he got that WBC belt.
Yeah, that was a big clusterfuck too. What they were doing with the middleweight titles and all that.
Yeah.
With Cotto and Canelo and Triple G and all that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Now even like going through to Charlo.
Yeah, actually, Charlo ain't beat nobody neither.
For like the last 4 years, 5 years, the WBC has been a clusterfuck at middleweight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man.
That shit that gave me a headache when you broke that light heavyweight shit, dog.
That light heavyweight shit.
Like you could do a fucking documentary on the damn thing, man. Dark Side of the Ring. Like talking about all the insides and outsides.
That's why I made that video about the light heavyweight era. It was a disputed era because Roy Jones didn't fight Michukowski, and Roy Jones fought Virgil Hill coming off a loss.
Right.
You know? And then Michukowski, his whole career after Virgil Hill, he was fighting Roy Jones leftovers. The dude who beat him, Julio Cesar Gonzalez, rest in peace, the Mexican dude. Them fellas, when Roy Jones washed him, he beat him every single round and dropped him. Then that man goes to Germany and he's the first man to beat Michukowski at 48-0.
I'm gonna tell you what was funny about that shit. After somebody tried to break it down. I don't know if you remember now. Somebody tried to break that down and try to explain how Joe Calzaghe was undisputed light heavyweight champion in the world on linear.
There wasn't no damn undisputed lightweight. He had no sanctioning body belt.
Yeah, because he beat Bernard and I like damn Joe Calzaghe ain't no damn linear champion.
Yeah, he should have fought Chad Dawson after he beat what's his name? He beat Roy Jones. After he beat B-Hop, then Roy Jones.
But I think Dawson had already lost to Pascal by that point, didn't he?
No, I don't think they had even fought yet. They hadn't fought yet.
Yet.
Chad Dawson was now fighting guys like Tarver and Glenn Johnson because he couldn't get Calzaghe.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because he didn't. It wasn't no linear after because they didn't fight because Roy and Mr. Chelsea didn't fight.
Yeah. So the next time they had that dude from Hungary, that dude named Zoe Erdy. He was a lineal champion for 5 years when he beat Julio Cesar Gonzalez, the man who beat the man who beat the man. And that's why that era, and you see Roy Jones and Tarver and Glenn Johnson, they was all fighting each other, and B-Hop.
Right.
And they was just, they had the Ring magazine. So that's why it's, it was confusing. Like, yeah, Zoe Erdy got the lineal, but he fighting nobodies. But people like Tarver, Roy Jones, and Glenn Johnson and B Hop, they all fighting. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, you guys were right. Yeah, Dawson he was just about to fight Glenn Johnson
Yeah, they fought twice.
when Calzaghe had fought Hopkins and Jones.
Yeah.
It was the same year, 2008. He fought Johnson and Tarver.
Okay. Yeah.
Calzaghe didn't fight Glenn Jones. I would like to see that fight.
Yep.
Yeah, that would have been good.
Been a lot of pressure he'd put on Calzaghe. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You thought Sakio B could put pressure on. I don't know how he would have handled Glenn Johnson, stronger guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would have been tough.
And Calzaghe got dropped by B Hop and Roy Jones. Both of them dropped him in round 1. But he got off the canvas and he outboxed him. But the B Hop fight is controversial.
Man, I thought Robert Reed beat Joe Calzaghe at 168. Do y'all agree?
I thought so too.
That one I'm not sure about.
Yep. And another guy named David Starry. British dude. Yeah, man. While Roy Jones and all them was fighting, them guys were fighting nobodies in Germany, man. Zoe Erdy and Michikowski. And I like Michikowski, you know what I mean? You know, Michikowski was a good fighter, but he didn't want to fight Roy Jones in the States, man. He wasn't coming over here, and Roy Jones for damn sure wasn't going to Germany. And he ain't have to. He ain't had to go there for what? They was gonna rob him.
Yeah, they were just trying to rake in the money, man.
Yeah.
Dope.
It's kind of like.
I think Roy could have got him though. To be honest with you, I think he could have got him up out of there.
Yeah, I think Roy Jones would have won that fight.
Yeah. So.
From what we know about Roy Jones, he can box. He's good.
One of the reasons why I thought he should go over there, I thought he could beat him too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the thing is,
I would have seen him take it. I understand, like, from his perspective, why he wouldn't want to, but I would have liked to seen it though, because I think he could have just straight up knocked him out.
Yeah,
that would have been over and done with.
You see, the thing was, Americans ain't know who the hell Michikowski was.
Yeah, that probably didn't help.
The man, they didn't know who he was.
Right. That's the thing. That probably didn't help because then it's like Roy's probably like overthinking, and he's probably thinking like, oh, okay, yeah. So if I go over there and knock this guy out, everybody's gonna be like, oh, you're just knocking out another bum and blah blah blah. And why aren't you fighting all these guys that he was really trying to fight, but they didn't want to fight him? You know.
Yep.
I was saying, honestly, I always felt like he was telling the truth in the Y'all Must Have Forgot song when he said, you say I fought nobody, I just made him look like nobody.
That's the truth, though. It was.
That's just what
because his biggest test was, you could say it was Montel Griffin, but then you see what he did to him in the rematch. But then the Tarver was now just a bad matchup for him, man. And that's the fight. Right. That's the fight right there that was his first like controversial split decision, majority decision type victory.
Right.
You know what I mean? And Tarver had his number, man. Tarver let it slip away in the first fight. He ain't let it slip in the second fight. He laid him out, put him under the ropes.
Yeah. And that's the thing, like all these guys that were champions, Roy was fighting them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he was undisputed.
And just like you said earlier, B-Marsh, even though he didn't fight Michikowski, fucking a guy that he beat already in Gonzalez went over there and whooped his ass.
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
That's why he got his belt. He beat my boy.
Huh?
You want that guy I told you I used to like, Lorenzo Barber.
Yeah, that's who Michikowski beat for the title. In like 94.
Yeah, 94.
Yeah, Michikowski got the most title defenses ever in light heavyweight history.
Well, Skashevsky looked like damn 53 too.
Yep. You know who was one of his good friends? Michikowski? What's that guy? Mark Wahlberg. Marky Mark and the Funky. Yeah. Marky Mark.
Drake Fast beat, He beat him. That dude beat James Tony.
Yeah, he beat James Tony. Drake Dodsey, the dude from, where was he from? Somewhere in Africa. I think, not Namibia.
He knocked him out. He knocked out Montel Griffith, too.
Yeah.
Who else he beat? He beat Rajian.
Yep.
Who else he beat? He knocked out Richard Hall.
Mark Wahlberg got a song back in the day, and Michikowski in the video. It's a black and white video. And Michikowski in the ring, and he punching a heavy bag. Yeah, man.
He lost split decision to Gonzalez.
Who, Michikowski?
Yeah, he lost split decision.
Yeah, I thought he lost that fight. I seen that fight. He lost that fight.
Whatchamacallit knocked him out cold, though.
Who, Teofimo?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the first and only man to stop him.
Yeah.
You think Michikowski a Hall of Famer?
No.
Nah, but he's on the ballot. He's eligible.
I don't know, because a lot of people that's getting in the Hall of Fame don't deserve to be in there.
Yeah.
People with less body of work, he probably get in there, though.
Yeah, I don't think he should get in before guys like even Chris Eubank and Nigel Benn. You know?
Not before them, though.
You know what I'm saying? But Michikowski, you know, he did his thing, you know what I mean? But he was comfortable. You know, he was comfortable in Germany.
You see when he won his belt, though.
Huh?
I'm trying to see when he won his belt, though.
I can't hear you. You said till he won what?
Let me see how long he had that belt. He had that belt a long time, though.
From 94 till 03. He lost in 03.
Yeah.
Yeah. And when he lost,
that was the end of 03, too.
Yeah, because I think in 04, that's when Roy Jones was fighting Tarver.
Yeah. They both lost around the same time.
Yeah, they did, absolutely.
Both careers came at the end at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, there was number 1 and 2 in Ring Magazine from like 97, 98, 99, 2000, 2001.
Because their damn career everything came crashing down at the same time.
Yeah. And it was a wrap. There was never the same after that.
Yeah.
Yeah, dogs.
And there was a new era of light heavyweights. It wasn't really. It was just that they just was out the picture.
Yeah, and it was Tarver and Glenn Johnson, and then Tarver got it back, and then B-Hop beat him, and then Calzaghe beat him.
I wanted to see B-Hop give Glenn Johnson a rematch in light heavyweight.
Yeah, they should have actually. Absolutely. Yeah, because Glenn Johnson went down to like 168 to fight guys like Carl Froch. And that's a close fight, man. You know, that fight with Carl Froch could go either way.
And, man, he was just a different fighter at light heavyweight than he was at 160.
Yeah, and 168.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it looks like they finally postponed Cisa Kid and I'm Not Runro.
Where was it going to be? In Thailand or something?
Yeah, it was going to be Thailand May 2nd.
Why they postpone it? The COVID's bad over there?
I mean, it's not that bad, but I think it's one of those things like better safe than sorry.
Yeah.
You know? So, because actually, like if you look at the statistics, because I was curious about it because it was still on the schedule.
Mm-hmm.
So I looked it up, and statistically, they're actually like one of the lowest countries in Asia.
Yeah.
At least, for cases, it's actually really low over there compared to China and Japan and Korea and all that.
Yeah, I was looking forward to that fight, man. That would have been a good one.
Yeah, but they postponed it indefinitely, so who knows how that's going to turn out.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing. I could see it going one of two ways, you know what I mean? Like when boxing starts resuming a bit more regularly.
Yeah.
Like it could either be where we get a bunch of these really great fights because these guys have been kind of chomping at the bit.
Mm-hmm.
Or it could be that we get a bunch of tune-ups because these guys are saying like, "Oh, I haven't been staying active, so I need to get back or whatever." You know what I mean? Even though they should be training right now, there's nothing else to do.
That's what I think is going to happen, man.
Fuck around, so
people ain't going to want to jump out there. unless they're probably forced to fight the best of the best. People gonna want tune-ups. You
That's a
know,
shame.
Roy Jones gonna get his tune-up. Not Roy Jones. What am I talking about? Errol Spence.
I was gonna say Roy Jones. Damn. Roy Jones don't need to be tuning nothing up, man.
Because we've been talking about Roy Jones so much.
We've been talking about Roy Jones like shit, man. I made a whole hour video the last couple of weeks ago about Roy Jones in that era, man. You know what I'm saying?
I'm about to get at B-Hop ass in a minute. We'll talk about what we talked about earlier.
What about B-Hop, man? Talk that shit, man. Let him know.
Man, B-Hop, man, I'll be honest with you. B-Hop didn't be no champion until all the guys moved out the division.
Yeah?
All the killers.
You remember when Scorsese made that video about B-Hop people and their feelings? I wasn't, because man was telling the truth. Yo?
Yeah.
He might have been hating a little bit, but the truth of the matter is...
Beats did that shit in 2014, I think. We did the critical look at Bernard Hopkins video.
Uh-huh.
We said the same shit on that video.
Yeah.
He didn't fight Michael Ness. And he older than them guys, too.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, that's the thing. It wasn't for no reason that he was kind of in those guys' shadow.
yeah. At the time. Because he really blew up when he beat Trinidad.
In a division like Eubanks, Nigel Ben, G-Man, he wouldn't be world champion.
Tony, G-Man, Julian Jackson, he was a champion same time Julian Jackson was at middleweight. Yep, and a lot of his defenses at middleweight, guys like Simon Brown, he was a welterweight who moved up.
Yeah, he beat up a lot of welterweights, man.
Yeah.
You know, Simon Brown, Trinidad, De La Hoya.
Yep.
That was his 3 biggest wins in middleweight.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and even at light heavy, brought Pavlik.
Pavlik, yeah, to 170.
Winky Wright.
And Winky Wright to 170.
Yeah,
Winky Wright.
Sent him right afterwards.
Winky Wright had just moved up to middleweight. That man made him move up 10 pounds. And like you said, he was looking fat, man.
Yeah, he looked real fat.
He was doughy. He was doughy in there.
Somebody's in the chat. What's up, CJ? How you doing? He's in the chat. He says, man, what you think of a fantasy fight between Valero versus Pac-Man? I did a video on that. It's in my playlist, CJ.
I think Valero would have got knocked out.
I do too. I think you'd have got knocked out, man.
Because DeMarco was putting hands on him in that fight. He
Yeah.
couldn't stop him, though.
Mm-hmm. He stopped him eventually.
I don't think DeMarco was hitting him that much. To be honest.
Man, he was cut up, boy. He was bleeding from somewhere. Where the cuts come from?
He hit him with an elbow.
Yeah,
Man,
it was
he
an
got
elbow.
punched in the face.
It was an elbow that cut out that man's face.
That's what I'm saying. I think Valero might have been that. I think Valero almost kind of might have had that Lopez-Lomachenko thing, to be honest with you. I think he might have been
had
able
to
to
see the
strike
fight
while
because
the
Valero
iron's
ain't beat no damn body good up.
Nah.
Right.
But he died too young. He died
That's the thing.
before his
Like,
time, though.
Yeah,
that's
he
the thing.
did.
It's kind of like I said earlier. Like, that's me projecting how good I thought Valero was. I thought he was good, for real. I thought he was legit.
Yeah, I was interested in seeing him, because when I got to see him, I was just reading about him and Dougie Fisher. I'd seen Dougie Fisher before YouTube, man, on the Max Boxing. They had Dougie Fisher always used to talk about him, and he was sparring Morales.
Right.
Yeah, and I was like, man, who's this guy?
He used to rough Morales up. That he knocked out that dude Antion in sparring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think them times, man. Pacquiao at 130.
That would have been a good fight.
I think
those stories that he was managed by the same guys as Daniel Ponce de Leon, and then there was another really good fighter, another Mexican fighter that I can't think of the guy's name off top.
Yeah.
Mike Anchondo, I think it might have been. I guess they used to get drunk all the time, and they actually have bare knuckle fights and shit in bars, like Ponce de Leon versus Valero and shit.
Oh shit.
Because they didn't like each other. They didn't like each other, but they would travel together.
Oh yeah, I'm sure Ponce de Leon was getting his ass whooped, man.
Trying to throw down in the bars.
Yeah.
Oh boy, Valero. I think Valero might have. I'm probably the only one going to say this. I think he might have stopped down.
Nah, not at 130, man. I think that's Pacquiao's best
No,
division.
I'm with you. I'm with you, Charlie. I think he might have too.
Yeah, man. That guy was hit too hard.
Valero had that fucking Ike Ibuchi shit. Like,
Yeah, but he ain't
crazy,
fight nobody. He ain't fight no opponent like Pacquiao.
Nah, Pacquiao beat Hall of Famers at 130.
But Pacquiao ain't fighting no fighter like Valero, man.
Well, and also,
Yeah, it remains to be seen because Valero ain't fighting no top 10 opponent.
He ain't fight nobody like Pacquiao.
Nah, he was fighting.
Yeah, but
the guys he was fighting was at least top 10. Man, stop it.
Yeah, DeMarco and that other guy, like with the name with the M. I watched the fight back in the day. I think it was on Showtime.
Mascara.
Yeah, Mascara. Yep. Yeah. Those are the best names on his resume.
Yeah, he was a Don King fighter.
Mhm.
That was in Panama.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that fight. That dude wasn't all
Cause dude couldn't get licenses to fight in USA because of his head injury.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, it would have been a great fight, man. I wanted to see it, just like I
I
wanted.
mean, it's pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy considering like some of the guys that have actually fought in the U.S. that have had like pretty bad injuries themselves that they didn't license it.
Mm-hmm.
But I got Valero there, man.
Yeah, man, fights we didn't get to see, man, and they could have happened at 135 too. Like before Pacquiao got the De La Hoya fight after he beat David Diaz.
That's the thing. They were like Chris was saying though. He was gonna try and fight Lamont because he was trying to move all the way up to 147 to fight.
Yeah, he was about to move on to 140 before he got killed.
Yeah,
He killed himself.
Yeah.
because he's a two-way champion. Valero.
Right.
Yep.
That nigga was a wife beater.
The wife beater, man. That's he's more extreme than a wife beater, man. that's he took it to the edge of sanity with that one.
Yeah.
And then he killed himself in a jail cell. Man tied his jeans and choked himself.
He ain't want to face the consequence.
Yeah.
But another fight we didn't get to see was Trinidad and Shane Mosley because Winky Wright beat both of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would have been good.
That'd have been a great fight, man.
That'd have been something to see.
I'd favor Trinidad at that time.
Yeah.
That's the thing, like, because that fight was gonna be at 154.
154, right?
Hey, man, you can't let Tito hit you clean.
Nah.
Do it.
And back then, damn, Shane Mosley was getting hit clean. He had the best defense.
Yeah, that fight with what's his name with Winky Wright.
Well, that's the thing. Shane had a great chin, but still, like it doesn't matter. Like you can't let Tito hit you clean.
Yeah,
you can't do it.
Yeah, man.
Tito would've knocked him out, man.
Hey, but Shane would have to use footwork, but he wasn't great with the foot. He was a flat-footed fighter. That's the only way he could beat Trinidad.
He was in and out, but
yeah.
He ain't had no defense like people thought he did. He was fast.
Hell no, he ain't have defense. You see Winky Wright versus Mosley, the first fight, he was getting tagged up.
Oscar was tagging the shit out of him too.
In the second fight, I had Oscar De La Hoya beating him in the second fight.
It's a matter of the fact that he was too reliant on his speed alone, as opposed to technically moving and judging the distance.
Absolutely.
Like that.
He had speed and power. That was Mosley's.
So when he fought guys that could do that could judge the distance, and that actually had the reach advantage on him, he had to sell out to get in and also out in order to avoid the return fire. That's what he.
Yeah, because I thought he was gonna. I thought De La Hoya won the second fight.
Yeah, me too. And dude was on steroids in that fight. Mosley.
Yeah.
He was on the good shit too, man.
Yeah.
Prime
Balco, absolutely.
Did I watch the fight? They got damn called off because Zab Judah punches damn through a damn glass.
Oh yeah.
Mosley and Zab Judah.
Zab and Mosley, right?
2008. They were supposed to fight in 08.
They still had the presser last year. It still won't be on there. They did a little presser.
Yeah.
Well, remember that they were gonna have Mosley versus Berto too.
Yeah. But then the earthquake happened in Haiti.
Yeah.
And he.
Well, what's what called him Sugar Shane Nosebleed. You say you beat Nosebleed.
Hey, Shane would have whooped both of them though.
Yeah, I picked Shane to beat Zab. I picked Shane to beat Zab and Berto. Absolutely.
Hands on him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he would have knocked Berto out worse. He would have knocked him out on the track.
Hey, Nelta, what about at 135? Shane Mosley versus Stevie Johnston. What was his nickname? Little but bad.
Yeah, a little bit. I like Stevie at 135, but he was too short.
How you see that one, Nelta?
That was tough, man.
Unification.
I think I'm my favorite Shane in that one, though.
Yeah, I do too.
I think physically he was a little too much.
Absolutely, man. He was big as shit at 135.
Caesar Bosron was pretty good at 135 too.
Yeah, he was. He was a player at them times. And he's a guy who also rejected his highest payday from Shane Mosley. Shane Mosley couldn't get these guys in the ring. Stevie Johnston, Ivan Robinson.
He would have knocked out Ivan Robinson.
What's that other guy? There was another Mexican guy, Hispanic guy, Contreras.
Castillo, he didn't fight him. He was down there.
Yeah, but I think by the time Mosley had moved out, that's when dude was becoming a player, Jose Luis Castillo.
Yeah,
and
he beat Stevie
Johnston.
Because you got to remember, he had all those early losses, so he had to fight after that in order to get his way up the rankings.
Yeah.
By the time he made it up there, Shane was already gone.
Shane was gone. And them fights with Stevie Johnston, one of them controversial. I think it was the second one.
Yeah.
And because they called it a draw, and then they changed the decision, and then they gave it to Castillo.
Yeah. Castillo won twice, though, didn't he?
Yeah.
I think that was a bad matchup because you couldn't really, he was a bad matchup.
Yeah, you know, all that slick boxing is cool, but there's going to come a point when a pressure fighter is going to take all that slick boxing shit away, and now you got to fight now. You know what I mean? A boxer could fight a perfect fight for 12 rounds, but it's going to be a point when he might get caught. Then
that's why I think Mosley probably would have beat him now. I'm changing
my mind.
Yeah,
that's why I got Mosley beating Stevie, because dude was fast. The speed and power Mosley had at 135. He was like 30-0 with like 28, 29 knockouts.
That's right.
Well, and that's the thing too. Like, I think a lot of guys that are really reliant on their speed for their defense, a lot of times bad matchups for them is guys with really fast hands.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because it's a matter of generally you can move your hands faster than somebody can move their whole body.
Like, that's why I thought Floyd would have trouble with a personal fight like him. You saw what happened when he fought Zab Judah.
Yeah.
He lost the first 4 or 5 rounds.
The speed. Zab Judah's speed, the hand speed, and the countering. I remember one punch, man. He had like a triple jab, blinded the man Floyd, then cut him with a left hand. That shit snapped Floyd's neck back. Something crucial.
That's why I would like to see Floyd fight Corey Spinks to see how it would look.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that would have been the fight.
Because sometimes some bosses don't like to fight. Some bosses don't like to fight other bosses.
Yeah.
Well, it's a matter.
Yeah, of course.
Of guys that are too used to going backwards. A lot of people don't like coming forwards, but Floyd could come forwards.
Absolutely.
Floyd would beat Spinks.
You saw what he did. He put the pressure on Zab Judah, making Zab Judah turn to a fight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think he would have beat Spinks the same way.
Yeah.
Because the problem with Spinks is I just don't think he had the power.
He ain't had the power, and when the pressure comes, he capitulates. Yeah. Even in the first fight with Zab Judah that he won, he got dropped in the later rounds.
Yep.
Yeah. And that gave confidence for Zab Judah in the second fight in St. Louis.
Yeah.
But Zab Judah spent the night with guys like Dada said he ain't like to fight either.
The who?
Zab Judah, when he gets into a street fight, you don't win him.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the thing. He was a pick your spot guy.
Yeah, man. Zab Judah won the first round versus Kostya Tszyu. He won that first round.
I thought he just got up too quick. He just got up too quick. He should have took an 8.
He was on point countering Tszyu really nicely.
Yeah.
But the problem is, I think he just got overconfident.
Yeah.
He got overconfident there with Tszyu, and you can't do that. He wasn't on his P's and Q's for 1 split second. That's all that Tszyu needed.
One punch on the chin changed the whole fight.
Ben Umar used to like. Ben Umar, what was that dude used to like? What was that dude's name from Florida? You're young. Umar still on here?
Yeah, he's still there. He's on mute.
Muted, though.
What'd you say?
What's that guy that used to like the young masters?
Oh, Amiri Mom.
What happened to him?
Man, Jose Ramirez happened to him.
Yeah, exactly. And the nigga from Chicago whooped his fucking ass. That's what happened.
What dude from Chicago?
Granados.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that part.
Yeah.
Well, he just came back and lost too. He lost.
Yeah, he did.
Javier Molina.
Yeah, and he's on top rank. I saw that.
Yeah.
Man, I don't
That was
know how
a Wilder Fury card.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I think Granada's need to retire after what? Whatchamacallit knocked him out like that.
Danny Garcia? Danny the only man to ever do that to him.
Yeah, I ain't never seen nobody manhandle him like Danny. Danny looked like a different fighter now, though.
I mean, Granados came back though. He arguably beat Easter.
That was after the...
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I remember that fight. Yeah, that was a close fight.
Granados Garcia was in April, and Granados Easter was in October.
Yeah, okay, same year he came back.
Yeah.
Okay. Against who?
Robert Easter.
Oh, yeah. Who won that fight?
Did they call it a draw?
No, it was Easter got a UD, but honestly, I thought it could have gone either way.
Yeah, I remember it was a close fight.
Easter lost that fight. I'm not impressed by Easter.
Easter's in no man's land right now. What are you going to do? He's going to fight with these young lightweights? They're going to beat his ass.
I'm trying to remember. They were talking about Easter versus somebody recently. I'm trying to remember who it was. Him and Haney, actually. They were talking about him and Haney.
Yeah. You know, Haney was chasing him from a long time. Haney been called out when dude was a champion, Robert Easter. He was talking about fighting him, and dude wanted no parts of him. Now the tables have turned. He might want a title shot.
Right there. That's a mismatch.
Yeah, I got Haney winning that one.
I mean, I'd pick Haney, but here's the thing. Like, who has Haney been fighting?
Yeah, I don't consider it a mismatch. I think it's a good fight.
I'm going to see y'all after that fight happens.
I'm with you, Chris. I favor Haney, you know.
Well, they don't turn out to be a good fight.
But I mean, here's the thing. Like, you got to base it on something, though, too, at the end of the day. So
I'm basing it off of he looked like shit in all the fights I've seen him recently.
Hell yeah. He going to have his hands in his pockets.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This
that's
damn Jermaine Taylor boxing ass.
Yeah. I thought Easter was going to be somebody. I ain't going to lie, man. I saw him live at the DC Armory when he knocked out Argenis Mendes. You know, that knockout had the arena going crazy. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that was like a Tommy Hearns type of knockout on the ropes.
What's that dude that dyed his hair? He used to be Little Beehive. What's his name?
Chris Colbert.
Chris Colbert. He don't call himself Little Beehive no more, do he?
Nah, he's called like Prime or something, or Prime Time.
Prime Time.
Yeah. You remember P used to call him Little Cool Hop?
What?
Who did what?
Who
P
called
used to call him Little Cool Hop.
Oh, shit. She had names for everybody.
I miss Lopez, though.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Hopefully
I hope he in jail than the other thing, though.
Hopefully he out there listening to these boxing videos, man. Big up the Low Place, man.
Yeah, man.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, man. Because we got what's the next big fight, though? Lomo and whatchamacallit, right?
Well, that was one of the most anticipated fights for me for this year.
Because I don't think Umar and them know that Wilder had surgery, man. That fight ain't. Bob Aaron said that fight ain't gonna be till next year.
Yep.
Damn, really?
Yeah, shoulder surgery.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I know they, what do you call it? Inoue versus Casimiro was supposed to be this Saturday.
Damn, that's crucial, man. That's a unification. How many belts? 3 belts.
Yeah.
Damn. One fight closer away from undisputed. And I know the winner. You think Nordino Bali was gonna beat Donaire?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I believe Nordino Bali would want to unify for undisputed, man. He ain't gonna play no politics.
Yeah. No, he definitely would. Because, I mean, that's the moment to make himself, you know?
Yeah. And that would be the big fight.
Yeah.
No way, man. Oh, no way.
And a matter of fact, he was even talking. He was like, even before they ordered him versus Donaire, he was talking about wanting to fight Naya. Because he just beat his brother. He just beat Takuma. So.
Yep, I saw that fight. I think I covered that fight.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
I seen your video.
Yeah.
Takuma gave him a good fight though. I thought he gave him some trouble, but you know, while he did his thing. But Takuma, Takuma's a good fighter, but he just doesn't have the gifts that Naya does. You know, he doesn't have that same level of speed and power.
Naoya sits on his punches, man, and when digs into the body.
Yeah, I'm curious to see if if their cousin winds up doing anything. Their cousin Koki.
What's his name? Koki Anui?
Yeah, Koki Inoue. Yeah, he's
What's his record?
He's at 140.
He undefeated?
Yeah, he's like, I want to say like 11-0 or 12-0 or something like that.
Okay.
Let's see. Oh, 15-0. 15-0, 12 knockouts.
Yeah, he might do some.
140.
Somebody was trying to tell me that they think that Bud Crawford is all-time great at 140 pounds, and he's at least in the top 5 of all time.
No.
He ain't fighting enough guys, man. He ain't stay there long enough.
Who said that?
Somebody I was talking to, and this wasn't on no YouTube shit. This somebody I know in real life.
Man, I want to talk to that dude, and I want to talk to the dude that said Trevor Ariza's Larry Bird. I want to see that.
Yeah.
What?
He said this dude be trying to compare Trevor Ariza to Larry Bird.
Oh shit.
He said Larry Bird is. He said Larry Bird is just Trevor Ariza, but with the green light.
Man, I swear.
Yo, I'm gonna tell you right now, that dude that compared Trevor Ariza to Larry Bird had to be a Hebrew Israelite.
Nah, he not.
That's pure hatred right there, bro.
That's my man. That's somebody I know in real life. He our age, man. He a grown ass man. You would think a kid would say that. Somebody
that nigga ain't never watched a basketball game in his fucking life.
I told him, man, let's go. When he told me that, I said, there's no more talking. Let's go debate on YouTube, man. You got to say that shit for people to hear, for the whole world to hear. You know what I'm saying? You can't just be
stupid that shit is.
Yeah. And he said, "Oh, I ain't afraid to speak my mind in front of anybody." I said, "Bet we ain't doing nothing. We under quarantine." He said, "I'll let you know." Till today, I haven't heard from him, and that was in March.
I want to hear from him, man, because that's the stupidest shit to say.
Yeah,
I'll
man.
let you know. Then he blocks your number.
I ain't even bring it up to him, but I see him in real life. I'm gonna bring that shit up. Like, what's good, man? You been ducking me,
You
man.
told me that shit yesterday, man. I didn't even sleep good at night when you told me that shit.
Hey, be much. What you want to do? You just go up to him and be like, "Hey, what's up, man? You live?" So what was that you said?
I could. I might just do that.
Yeah, he need to explain himself.
Yeah, man.
hit him with that bum rush.
I ain't forget about that, man. I'm gonna press him, dogs. You gotta come and say that shit in a public forum.
Yeah, man, because I ain't never heard no shit like that before in my life.
Me neither.
Nah, I wouldn't even say no shit like that. I don't care how much I don't like the people. I wouldn't say that dumb shit.
Yeah. He was trying to troll me, man.
Yeah, I still got Larry Bird. I still got Larry Bird above LeBron.
Yeah, no question, man. Yeah.
Larry Bird, they had to go to different teams and get like elite players.
Yep.
I mean, especially for that era, the way that he would shoot the lights out.
Yeah.
Stupid.
And not to mention the era he played in was that was the greatest era of small forwards from Adrian Dantley, Mark Aguirre, Alex English, Dr. J, James Worthy, Dominique Wilkins. And Larry Bird was the best out of all these guys.
Dominique Wilkins told damn.
He's legitimately the best player in the NBA for a long, long time.
Yeah.
Larry Bird told Dominique Wilkins, you in the wrong league, home, when he was shooting in his face.
Yep. He told that man, Dr. J, you need to retire. Dr. J got in his field and started throwing haymakers.
Dr. J snuffed his ass, right?
Yeah, he choked him. He caught him by the throat and started throwing haymakers.
Yeah, Barkley held him so he could hit him.
Yeah, Barkley came and held Bird. Bird couldn't even let his hands go because Barkley came from behind, put him in a full Nelson.
Yeah, him and Moses Malone.
Yep. Yeah, man. I still gotta get him on YouTube, man. That's gonna be comedy. That's gonna be comedy gold right there. You gotta explain yourself, man. I
ain't gonna lie though. Watching that documentary, Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen kind of dumb.
Yeah, man.
They signed that dumbass contract.
Yep. They was getting pimped by the Bulls. The Bulls was just cows before Michael Jordan came to town.
They was like the laughing stock of the NBA, I heard.
Yeah.
And then they back to the same spot they was before he came.
Yep.
Yeah. Guess how much John Concat, you know that white center for Atlanta Hawks.
Yeah, number 32.
Still making more than Michael Jordan.
Yeah, he was the highest paid player in the NBA at one point.
For what?
I don't know.
That was some bullshit, right?
That's how you set your franchise back.
Yeah. They didn't even got put out the first round in them years.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but Bud Crawford at 140, he became undisputed. But
but you got guys like Julio Cesar Chavez, though.
Yeah, you got Chavez and Aaron Pryor.
Even like honestly, Zab had a nicer 140 run than Crawford did.
Yeah.
And what's them guys' name?
Kostya
Benitez.
Oh yeah, no question.
He was the youngest 140 champ. Yeah, but I think he won the belt at 17 years old.
Yup, he did.
17.
Beat Cervantes.
But now had his fucking high school buddies and
Yeah, he did. That man had his high school classmates, man, sitting in the ringside while he getting a world title against a top 5 of all time, 140-pounder, Antonio Cervantes.
You can't put that guy ahead of them guys, man.
Nah.
You can't put Crawford ahead of them guys.
I like Bud, but I don't think no modern fighters besides maybe Floyd and Pacquiao are in any top 5 of any division.
You know who else is better at 140 than Crawford?
Who?
Aaron Pryor.
Well, of course, man.
I think.
Tim Bradley.
Yeah. Tim Bradley. Hey, didn't Tim Bradley had like 3 straps down there, right? Because he beat Devin Alexander in a unification.
They kept the thing is they kept stripping him. He beat Kendall Holt. They stripped him.
Yeah.
Then he beat Devin and they stripped him.
Yo, that was the most pathetic fight I ever seen.
Yeah, but he dunked Amir Khan too.
He dunked Amir Khan.
Promoting that shit like Hagler Hearns and shit. Like, we're gonna be fucking Hagler Hearns.
The headbutts.
Devin was acting like a bitch the whole fight. I remember how they promoted that shit.
Bradley busted his ass.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he dunked Amir Khan though.
What was Devin's trainer's name?
Kevin Cunningham.
Yeah, Kevin Cunningham. Kevin Cunningham was talking the most shit going into that fight, and I haven't heard a peep from him since.
Kevin Cunningham.
Complaining about, was it his eye? I think
it was
his eye.
My eye, and he kept squinting his eye.
He was
like he can't see. I remember that.
He was acting like somebody threw bleach in his shit.
Yeah.
Man, I thought he got beat by that guy that came from what's that guy that came to St. Louis? I think it was Russian that beat him.
Who, Kotelnik?
Oh, Kotelnik.
Kotelnik.
Yeah, I had him winning that fight.
Yeah, Kotelnik was low-key nice too. He beat
Madonna. Yeah, he was nice. He was a player, man. Amir Khan beat him, but before that, he was good.
Yeah, well, he got blackballed, didn't
Yeah, I ain't see him like after that, to be honest, after Amir Khan.
Well, he lost to Khan, then he lost to Alexander.
Okay, yeah, that's
And
right.
He really beat Devin though.
Yeah, he just like disappeared after that. Yeah, right. But then like he did like disappeared after that for a while. So, he fought one more time in the Ukraine in 2014, and then never again.
He never fight no more.
Yeah.
I've been wondering what happens to some of these guys, man. That they could still be like a decent high level fighter, like a contender and shit, but then they wind up like never fighting.
Yeah, I ain't tell you about the fight Francesco Bajado.
Who?
Talk about a waste.
Y'all remember that dude?
God damn.
Francisco who?
Yeah.
Bajado.
Who you fought?
I think he was at lightweight, wasn't he?
He was like at 130 and 135. Yeah.
Yeah, then he started getting fat. He moved up to 140. He was they tried to make him to like an Oscar. They was trying to make him like an Oscar De La Hoya.
He pulled a Juan Guzman.
He was a really good amateur. I want to say he won like the fucking Golden Gloves, like the adult Golden Gloves when he was like 14 or 15 or some shit.
Yeah. Because they were pushing him.
Yeah.
Somebody beat him. They put him against was it Jesse James? They beat him up.
Yeah. Jesse James Leon derailed his ass.
Yeah.
And then Steve Forbes beat him too.
Yeah, they put him against them guys too early.
Mm-hmm.
And he wasn't up the same after that.
Yeah. You know, the other guy that's actually very similar to him is Frankie Gomez.
Yeah. Him too.
Yeah. He's still undefeated. He never lost, but
Well, I used to like Frankie. I used to like Francisco Bajado though, but I thought straight they rushed him.
yeah.
This was like early 2000, right? 2003, 2004, around there, right?
It had to be if Jesse James Leha was still around.
Yeah. I'm looking at it right now. It's 2004 when he fought Leon.
Yeah. My date's still right.
He was 21.
Yeah, man, he had a baby face. I thought he was younger than that.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Amir Khan and Tim Bradley could have been for undisputed at 140.
Yeah, but that man Tim Bradley didn't want that fight.
Yeah, he wanted a Pacquiao payday.
Yeah, that's the thing. Tim Bradley didn't duck Amir Khan, man. You don't duck Amir Khan and then fight Pacquiao. That's not how that works.
He wasn't trying, get derailed. He wanted that Pacquiao fight, man.
I mean, it was,
Who did he fight before Pacquiao? I think he beat up Casamayor.
he had, like, that Pacquiao fight, that deal that he got with Top Rank, that's what got him a deal with Nike.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
yeah.
At that time, Tim Bradley Amir Khan wasn't with Bob Aaron. He was with Heyman and them guys.
Yeah.
So they fought in house.
Yeah, I think Bradley would have beat him.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah.
I do too. All you gotta do is look at what Peterson did to him. Peterson pretty much did a Bradley game plan against him.
Yeah, he did. Because Peterson learned from fighting Bradley. Yeah.
But like just like that, man, like see Bradley had some excellent names, man. He beat Kendall Holt. He beat Peterson.
Junior Witter for his first strap.
Yep.
He beat an old Casamayor. I ain't like that shit. I ain't gonna lie. Because I was a Casamayor fan.
He was slapping the shit out of Nate Campbell, too. He was about to stop Nate Campbell.
Yeah.
He did not call that a no contest.
Yep. Nate Campbell ain't stay at 135, man. He lost all his titles. He ain't even defend them after he beat Baby Bull Diaz. He gained too much weight.
Yeah. He missed against Funeka.
Funeka, yep.
That shit was crazy, man, because remember, he missed weight against Funeka, then Funeka fought Johan Guzman, and Guzman missed weight against him, too.
Yeah. I thought Funeka beat him in the first fight.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yep. Juan Guzman, I think, had only one loss in his career. to that Alikabidiev guy. The guy
Right, right.
what's his name? AB and Jesse Vargas fought.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's the thing,
man.
man. He's another one that got those guys, man. He just ate himself out of contention, basically.
Yeah. Man wasn't
Cause shit,
disciplined.
at 130, 135, he was nasty.
Yeah.
He was nasty. I mean, honestly, like even at 140, he was decent. You know, but it was a matter of like I think the weight fluctuations and all that stuff like aged him. Like he took his reflexes away.
Yeah.
And that's where Alec Verdiev beat his ass.
Yeah, he was quick at 130, man. Man was even at 122. He came from 122 to 130.
Yeah.
Jumped.
Well, I mean, the thing is, like, he was draining a lot to make 122.
Yeah.
Like, he was cutting big time to make that.
Yeah,
So,
man.
it was one of those things where he was always going to wind up moving up, but not all the way up to 140. He shouldn't have been.
True indeed.
Like, kind of like Oscar, you know what I mean? Like, he was never going to stay at 130 or 135.
Hell no, man. He was a giant down there.
Yeah, he shouldn't, but he shouldn't have
He
been
was a weight bully.
either. So,
Yeah, he was reaching for 160. He ain't even beat Felix Sturm. I thought he lost that fight. He ain't win that fight. At 130, 135, man, he had that left hook, man, was laying people out. That fight he had, that unification with Rafael Ruelas. That shit was crazy, man. To me, that was one of Oscar's best performances.
yeah.
He just destroyed that guy in 2 rounds. I like Oscar De La Hoya. What you think his best weight class was?
I'll be honest. I'd say 147, really.
You think so?
Like, I think that's where he was more. I think the 147 version of him had more experience than the 140 version, so he was a sharper boxer, technically.
Yeah.
You know? I think at 140 he was more of a dominant physical force, but he didn't have the technical skills that he would eventually get when he was at 147.
What about 154?
I mean, 154. Even then, like that's the thing. I think 154 is where he went past the point of being like physically domineering.
Yeah,
he
but his skill set
anymore. But I think technically he was actually still even a little bit better at 154 than he was at 147.
That's how I see it too, man.
Yeah.
You know, if I had to rate, you know, him at his best weight class, I wouldn't put him like comparing with all-time greats. He ain't an all-time great 147 because 147 in boxing is in boxing history. That's probably the most talented division since the inception of boxing. The kind of fighters that have gone through welterweight. You know what I mean? Just since day one.
Yeah,
well, I mean,
that's
when you consider that, as the, I think a lot of that has to do with the matter of that's where most healthy adults kind of fall, basically.
Yeah.
Around that height and weight range.
Right.
Like
That's
between lightweight and middleweight.
Yeah. That's like the average man's
that's
height.
That's the biggest talent pool, and so then that kind of correlates.
Yeah, from Sugar Ray Robinson, you know, Barbados Walcott, you know, Tommy Hearns, Ray Leonard, Floyd, a lot of great fighters, you know what I mean, have gone through 147. Pernell Whitaker and the De La Hoyas and the Trinidads. And it's been a money division.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I wouldn't put...
It's funny that you say that, too, because I've talked a lot of shit about welterweight actually on Twitter recently.
Yeah,
because
the current welterweights...
All these guys currently at welterweight right now...
Yeah.
They all owe fucking Sugar Ray Leonard money. They all owe Floyd Mayweather money.
Mm-hmm.
Because the money that they're getting paid to fight all these like B and C level guys...
Yeah.
Like that was because of the guys that in the past... that made that a money division, not because of what they did.
True. Yeah, man.
Like I think honestly, like truthfully, 147 is a division right now that's absolutely living off of past glory, not present glory.
Yeah, I agree.
By a long shot, like by the longest.
Especially
to me, that's
from Floyd. You know what I mean?
That's to me right now. Welterweight is the most overrated division in the sport.
Yeah, because they're not fighting each other.
Yep.
Yeah, man. You had great fighters at 147, and that's why I'd say De La Hoya. If I had to rate him as an all-time great in a division, I'd probably put him at super fed. I'm sorry, at super welterweight, 154. It's not a historically it ain't got a rich history like welterweight.
Right, it's more recent.
Yeah,
It's
and
it's 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 top level guys is more recent, and also like even recently, even in recent history, last 20, 30 years, a lot of those guys just moved on up to middleweight after.
right, it's like a
They didn't stick
transition
around.
kind of
Yeah.
division from
Paul
welterweight
Williams
to
did, Martinez did,
yep,
Winky did.
yeah,
And even when Winky, that was his best weight.
yeah,
Even he moved up out of it.
even Cannoli,
Yeah.
yep.
Well, I mean, even Canelo, he was never going to stay at 154 very long. With as much as he drinks.
He be drinking.
No, with as much as he drinks.
Oh, drains. I heard you say as much as he drinks. Like that. If you find out Canelo be hitting the bottle.
He's a big guy, you know what I mean? Like he's built like a fucking NFL linebacker. If
Yeah.
he wasn't cutting weight to make weight for boxing, he'd be, like he is right now. He's brawling his shit, man. He wasn't going into the Kovalev fight fleshy. The motherfucker was solid.
Yeah. Yes, indeed. That fast Canoli, when he fought Amir Khan at the weigh-in on the Friday, man, he looked like a shriveled up raisin. On Saturday night,
remember
Jesus Christ.
He looked like he was about to faint. Like when they were giving him like those rehydration pills or whatever.
Yeah. Come fight night, man, look like Incredible Hulk, and even his skin tone color, he looks more orange rather than pale. You know what I mean? That shit was crazy, man.
Got that blood flow back, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Got the
Yep.
fluids in him.
Yeah, man. So we got boxing learners in the chat. He says absolutely 147 is a great division historically. Yeah, historically it's been a glamour division. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, when you're just talking about like the original 8 tend to be more decorated than the in between divisions.
Yeah.
Than the juniors and the supers.
Yep.
Super middleweight and super featherweight and super bantamweight ain't like really got it the same way.
Like the featherweights and the bantamweights.
Yeah.
And the lightweights, yeah.
Although super bantamweight has a solid history though. That one's got that division in particular has got a pretty solid.
Super bantamweight, the top fighters of all time. I'd put guys like Morales there and Barrera.
Yeah, Morales, Barrera, Bazooka, of course.
Oh, of course. No, he's number one. He's number one.
Yeah.
Wilfredo Gomez. He's number one.
Yeah,
that motherfucker.
Like Pacquiao was there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Guzman was there.
Mm-hmm. What's them guys? What's that guy? The Marquezes and the Israel Vasquez.
Yeah, Rafa Marquez and Izzy Vasquez.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah, those are great fighters of all time at 122.
Yeah.
Yep.
I used to like that guy Happy Lord. You watch him?
Who?
Miguel Happy Lord.
Yeah, we was talking about him not too long ago. Miguel Happy Laura from Colombia, you said.
Yeah.
Yeah, I seen him fight. I seen some fights of his. He beat Daniel Zaragoza at 118.
Zaragoza, yeah.
And Zaragoza was a great fighter at 118.
Yeah, that's my favorite 118 guy that I like.
Your favorite bantamweight ever?
Well, yeah, bantamweight. Yeah,
Man, my favorite bantamweight.
That I watched coming up. I didn't watch the history of it. I'm talking about guys I followed when I was a young guy.
Oh yeah, I don't remember watching him as a kid. That was like late 80s. I remember I seen him on YouTube. I've gone back to look at his fights.
I got some of his fights on VCR tape.
What's up, Jed Kyle? Jed Kyle's in the chat. Says what's up to the chat and everybody. What's good, Jed Kyle?
What's up, homie?
Thanks for coming through. At 118, man, one of my all-time favorites is Jeff Jolton Chandler from Philadelphia.
I didn't see him. He was like late 70s.
Yeah, nah, he's an 80s guy. I didn't see him fight in his prime either. I
saw him mostly fight when I got YouTube.
Yeah. I got YouTube. That's how I seen a lot of fights of guys I only read about.
Jeff Chandler could have Jeff Chandler can fight too.
Yeah. He was like a Tommy Hearns at bantamweight, tall and lanky, and he can crack. He fights behind the jab. You ain't getting on the inside. He keeps you at the end of his yardstick, and he's a great boxer.
Yeah.
At 118. I don't know if he's an all-time great at 118. He in the Hall of Fame. I gotta think about that one some more, but I liked him a lot. What about that guy they call Wayne McCullough? Remember him? He was an Irish dude.
He get knocked out by Prince Nassim.
Yeah, I think he went the distance.
No, I think he got knocked
He
out.
did?
Hold on, let me look. I believe he got knocked out.
Yeah, that was a good fighter. He came up in weight. He came up from 122 or maybe even bantamweight to fight Prince Nassim.
Hold on, I'm about to
And he fought Eric Morales.
hold on. Wayne McCullough.
Yep.
He went the distance.
Yeah.
He knocked out. I got it confused. He knocked out Paul Engel. My bad.
Oh yeah, he put Paul Lingo. I remember him. That South African dude damn near killed that man.
Paul Engel was undefeated at the time.
Yeah. Bolilo Butali. Nelta the one who put me on to Bolilo Butali. I went back to watch his fights back in the day. That dude damn near killed Paul Engel.
Yeah, I seen somebody like kill Paul Engel. I got it on tape.
Yeah, man.
I used to like another cat though. He was like he was from Argentina though. He fought at 154 in middleweight. His name was Jorge Castro.
Who that? The dude that Pernell Whitaker fought?
Nah, Pernell Whitaker can't fight him. He fought Reggie Johnson. He fought Roy Jones. His name is Jorge Castro.
Oh, Jorge Castro.
Yeah.
He was a tough SOB. I remember him. He
He
fought Reggie Johnson. Hey, those fights with Reggie Johnson are controversial, man. Reggie Johnson went to Argentina, and those fights could go both of them. I thought Reggie Johnson won.
Me too.
Yeah. And Reggie Johnson said, "Fuck that shit. I'm going to 175." After that, because he used to be a champion. That was his old belt.
I thought that John David Jackson fight too was kind of crazy.
Well, that was a great fight, man. That's one of the best fights I ever seen in my life.
Which one?
John David Jackson and Jorge Castro.
I'm talking about Reggie Johnson and John David Jackson. They fought too.
Oh yeah, they did. Yup, yeah.
Who you thought won that fight?
I thought Reggie Johnson won that fight.
They gave it to John David Jackson.
Yeah.
They didn't win that fight.
Then John David Jackson was beating the shit out of Jorge Castro. Then Castro came back and knocked him out. He was losing every round, every single minute, every single second.
Yeah, John David Jackson can fight. But Noah Hopkins beat him up, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just wasn't at that
He
level.
brought him up. He brought him up.
Yeah.
He was a 154-pound guy.
Yeah. Yeah, that's another. Bernard got a damn. Bernard resume don't look that good when you look at it.
Yeah, man.
He beat little guys up.
Yeah.
Then he fought Simon Brown. That was the worst. He fought little ass Simon Brown.
Yeah, man. Hey, Jorge Castro, he fought a Japanese dude in Japan. And what's his name? What's that guy's name? He's the guy who William Joppy beat to become a champion. His name was like Takeshi. Now I can't even remember his name. He was a good fighter though. He was undefeated up until Joppy beat him. You know what I mean? And Joppy wasn't supposed to win that fight. He was an underdog.
Talking about Shinji Takahara.
Shinji Takahara, yeah. Yep. Yeah, he was a good fighter, a Japanese in middleweight.
Yeah, I want to say I'm pretty sure he was the first.
He probably was. I don't know no other Japanese middleweights.
Actually, first and only.
Yeah.
Or up until, what you call it, Murata.
Murata, yeah. Yeah, when YouTube came around, that's when I went
Matter of
in.
fact, actually, you know who fought Shinji Takahara?
Jorge Castro.
Um, no. I'm talking like from that's the father of one of the fighters nowadays.
I'm not sure who.
Kenshiro.
Oh yeah, if Keith Pod Kenshiro's pops.
Yeah, because Kenshiro's dad is huge. He's like
Mm.
6'4".
A 6'4" middleweight.
Yeah.
Wow. I gotta see that fight. I gotta see a 6'4" middleweight Japanese. I wanna see that.
Yeah. I mean, that's the crazy thing though, because Kenshiro's only a light
Right.
flyweight, 5'5".
And he's young. He got a baby face.
Yeah. Well, he's 28, so
Yeah, he looks younger than
he's
28.
getting up there. But yeah, he does. He
Yeah,
does.
he looks
I remember
21.
a few years back, I was saying like, oh no, like he's one of the youngest champions, and then somebody corrected me like, nah, he's not as young as he looks. I'm like, oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Because I was mixing him up with like Tanaka and those guys.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that at first I seen guys like Kokusai Galaxy was on YouTube. I had never seen him fight. I'd only read about him.
Yeah, his dad's name was Hisashi Taraji.
Yeah. You see, that's another guy who's in the Hall of Fame. He has only
Who's
one
that?
loss, Kokusai Galaxy.
Oh, Kosai Galaxy. Yeah.
But a lot of those guys he fought, he never unified no belts. He got mad title defenses, and he never ever fought in America. All
Hey,
this,
B-Marsh.
yeah.
B-Marsh. Will Zab Judah go to the Hall of Fame?
If Shane Mosley in there, then he's in there too. They got the same amount of losses, I think, 9 or 10. And Zab Judah was the last undisputed welterweight champ, and a 140-pound champ even after he was a welterweight champ. Yeah, I think he's a Hall of Famer. Yeah.
Yeah, if you look back in history, though, there really isn't too many unifications at like 115.
Yeah, I'm sure. Just like bantamweight, there's not many. Because I did a video when Ryan Barnett and Zakianov were unifying, and I was shocked. There was only like maybe one or two.
I'm going to be honest with you. That weight class right there, man, we saw more of these fights than they showing now back in the 80s and 90s on TV.
Yeah.
I've seen Happy Laura. I've seen Scotty Bulldog. I've seen a lot of little guys back in them days on TV.
I think Hilario Zapata was the first flyweight they ever showed on American TV. I read
I'm just
that
saying
somewhere.
why they don't showcase a lot of these guys, a lot of that weight class no more.
Because a lot of Americans don't be in them weight classes. It'd be like Hispanic fighters and Asian.
Again, though. They're starting to again with Gonzalez. Starting with him, they started to again.
Because we had like Little Duran, Little Hands and Stone.
Carbajal, yeah. But I mean, that's the thing. With him, a lot of it was because he was an Olympic medalist and all that. So
We also had guys like Scotty the Bulldog Olsen, though.
Yeah.
He was on.
You're Canadian.
Rivals and, that helped things along too.
He fought Carbajal all late though, man. They should have fought earlier.
They fought years ago.
They should have fought way before when they fought. He was kind of done by that time.
Yeah. I don't think he would have beat Carbajal anyway, though.
No, he lost to him in the Olympics.
Yeah, but they took too long to make that fight happen.
Yeah. Yep.
Because I remember they was this back when Scotty Bulldog Olsen used to fight on ESPN before they had Fight Night Fights. They used to have top ranked boxers on ESPN.
Yeah.
He was on their shit.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Let me see what they saying in the chat. Jed Kyle's in the chat. He said Teofimo definitely has a chance. Loma ain't look that good at 135. I agree 100%. Jed Kyle says Etta Joe Fair, great bantamweight, absolutely top 5 dead or alive from the Brazil. It was a great fighter.
Yep.
Jed Kyle says Morales and McCullough is a sick fight. Yes, it is. Yeah, McCullough came up in weight because he was an undefeated champion. at 118. Then he moved up.
Man, I
Um,
wanted to. I would like to see them. They should have mixed and matched some fights too. I would have liked to see. I would like to see Marquez fight Kennedy McKinley and them guys too.
yeah, Marquez at that time wasn't a player really.
Yeah, but he was in the rankings though. He was in the rankings though.
Yeah,
Guys wasn't trying to fight him.
them times Marquez, cause Marquez was a featherweight. Those other guys, McKinley and them, were like at 122. Cause I remember McKinley and Barrera. That was a great fight, man. And Barrera beat him. And then Junior Jones beat Barrera twice. And then Junior Jones fought McKinley, and he took it for granted, and he got knocked out. Yeah, that's that triangle theory. That shit don't work.
What would have been good? A fight that I've seen on like people talking about fantasy fights a lot
Mm-hmm.
would have been Marquez and Morales.
Yeah, why they never fought, man? They were kind of like in separate divisions, right? Yeah.
I mean, kind of, but they shared 126 for a minute.
Oh yeah, they was at 126 at the same time.
I got it, y'all.
Like very briefly.
Yeah.
I got it. Netta and B. Marsh, Hall of Fame featherweight, Jared Smoke Gainer.
Derek spoke Gator, man.
Gator ain't no damn Hall of Famer, nigga. I don't know what the fuck you talking about.
I like Smoke Gator versus what's that guy's name? Kevin Kelly when he had one eye.
I remember back in the day when Roy Jones was pushing Smoke Gator. Trying to say like they was pushing him out there. That nigga was trash.
And that was his best friend since they were kids.
Daniel Stewart liked him too.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Because I was a big Roy Jones fan, and I remember this little skinny nigga coming out of nowhere.
Yeah.
He nice. He knocked out a few niggas, though. He knocked some niggas out.
No, he fought, no. He was beating Kevin Kelly, and then Kevin Kelly put him to sleep.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I like he got knocked out by Corrales too at 130.
Corrales just walked him down. He wasn't strong enough.
He walked him down.
Man.
Hey, but he stopped Freddie Norwood though.
With low blow.
Yeah.
And then he cried when he fought.
Oh yeah, B-Marsh, update for you. Your Patriots do what they normally do. They traded out of the first round. No more first round pick. Bum ass Patriots.
Who they trade for? Who they give up the pick
They
for?
didn't take nobody. They traded their pick to the Chargers. They don't got no pick. They traded it away.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the Patriots. Yo, Bill Belichick need to retire. That old ass nigga know what he's doing.
Well, he know what he doing well, man. We'll be alright. I trust in Bill, man. I do. I ain't gonna lie. I trust in Bill. I was a Patriots fan before Brady came to the scene.
And Chris's bum ass Giants took some 400-pound offensive linemen.
Uh-oh.
So Ben Omar 2 years from now.
Shit, I'm damn near 364 right now.
Well, this dude told he ain't 64 wings.
Wow. 64 hot wings.
I'm like, this dude, I'm like,
I'll probably do 164 right now on quarantine, nigga. Don't get it twisted. let me sit down and work at it.
That's too much meat. I don't eat meat like that no more.
Shit. I could eat a lot of wings, bro. I don't think I could eat 64 right now, but I could probably eat a lot.
I got me some that shit. Vegan chicken nuggets.
We got fellas in the chat. Jed Kyle says Roy don't get enough credit for what he did to Reggie. No one ever beat him like that at the time. Absolutely, man. He dropped him twice. Reggie Johnson, and he was 175. You know what I mean? He was a champion. He had beat Willie Guthrie. He knocked him out in like 5 rounds. But Roy Jones knew this guy. They had sparred together before at 160. They were supposed to fight at 160 too.
Actually, his dad used to train Reggie Johnson.
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely. Jed Kyle's in the chat. He says Barrera versus McKinley, one of the best fights I've ever seen. Love that fight, man. That fight is vicious, man. That late KO by Barrera. That shit was beautiful, man. That was a good fight. You know, Kennedy McKinley, he could have been a better fighter, but you know, he had substance abuse. You know what I mean? You know what I'm
he was
saying?
a professional fighter.
Yeah, and he was a gold medalist in the '88 Olympics. So he could have been a Hall of Famer. He could have been as good as Barrera Morales. We could have been talking about him
Yeah, he was smoking rock with Darwin.
yeah. Yep. So Kennedy McKinley, man, he could have been great, but he has a couple good wins. That Junior Jones win, that to me, that's his best win.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he was losing that fight. Then he caught Junior Jones. Yep.
I like Robert Garcia too.
Robert Garcia, he beat Smoke Gainer.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember Robert Garcia, IBF champ.
Got fucked up by the other others.
Yeah, man. Corrales fucked him up, man. He was too brave. He was just a little too brave.
Ben Tacky.
Who? Bentaki laid him out.
He was already done by the time Ben Tacky got to him. Got
Yeah.
knocked out by Casamayor too.
Yeah. Casamayor not in the Hall of Fame, man. He's on the ballot. Every year they pass him up. Y'all think he a Hall of Famer?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I think so, man. He's the first Cuban, man. The first Cuban world champion, like in the sanctioning body era. You know what I mean?
He got a win over Diego too.
Huh?
Got a win over Diego.
Yeah.
I thought he beat Antonino Prados. Didn't y'all thought he won that fight?
Yeah, I did. I thought he won. That was a close fight. Yeah, controversial. Yep. Yeah, man. Matter of fact, he's the first, not the first Cuban to win champion. I think Jose Napoles was the first Cuban in the sanctioning body era champion, but he was the first, what you call it, multiple division champion from Cuba, Casamayor.
I didn't like the way he ended. I didn't like when Robert Guerrero beat him up.
Yeah, I didn't like that. I didn't like how Marquez beat him up. I didn't like how Tim Bradley beat him up. I rooted for Casamayor in all the fights.
Robert Guerrero fought him up.
Yeah. Yep.
Marquez beat up a gang of niggas, man. That's my favorite fighter. Beat up
Marquez a legend, man.
Casamayor was stalking Prince Nassim too.
Yeah. He'd have to come down and wait, though.
He said he was willing to do that, though.
Yeah. All those guys ducked Floyd.
Yeah.
All those guys, Freitas, Casamayor, only what's his name? Corrales fought him. Freitas ducked Floyd like shit and wanted to fight the Jesus Chavez guy, a guy Floyd had beat already. You said what? You breaking up?
I ain't thought about that nigga in years.
Who?
I said Arcelino Freitas. I ain't thought about him in years.
Man, Sausalito Freitas, man, that motherfucker, man, he could fight and all, but he was a quitter.
You know, I used to think it was good fight, but man, they damn pissed me off. They didn't do what they supposed to. Juan Guzman.
Yeah, we was talking about Juan Guzman, yeah. Juan Guzman just couldn't stay in weight, man. He went from 122 to 130, couldn't make 130, went to 135, couldn't make that, went to 140.
Yo, didn't like one of his last fights before he beat his bitch to death? Wasn't it like 154 or some crazy shit?
I think last I remember he was at 140.
Like that motherfucker just kept going up and
Yeah.
up and up and up.
Juan Guzman beat his bitch to death. What?
Yeah, he said he beat his bitch to death.
Well, whatever the fuck he went to jail for, man. He did some crazy shit.
He was training somebody.
No, I'm thinking of, who am I thinking of, man?
You might be thinking about Edwin Valero, who killed his wife.
Who am I thinking of, yeah?
You might be thinking about Edwin Valero. We was talking about him.
Yeah, I'm thinking about Valero. Yeah, I'm thinking about Valero. Not
Yeah,
Juan
he
Guzman.
killed his wife.
Valero couldn't make weight either. Then he ended up killing his bitch.
Yep.
Yeah, because he was about to fight Lamont Peterson at 140.
Yeah, exactly. Way out of his way out of his way.
Yeah, I guess he couldn't get Pacquiao at 135. Pacquiao went for the De La Hoya fight after he beat David Diaz.
Nah, he said he was going to go up the way to try to fight these guys right there.
Yeah.
But he got killed before he would have fought. He got that shit happened before he fought Lamont Peterson.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. But yeah, fellas, I'm probably about to seal the deal on this live stream, you know what I mean?
All right.
Yeah, man. This is a good hangout. I'm going to listen to this joint all over again before I go to sleep. I listened to the... Yeah, I listened to the joint we did last night today. That was a good basketball talk. And then we started talking boxing.
Man,
Yep.
Yeah, man.
I can't wait.
Hopefully we get some fights soon, man.
You should
Yeah.
You should do a recap after the basketball game Sunday, B-Mo.
Who's playing on Sunday? Oh, you mean the show, the Jordan joint?
Yeah.
I might do one. Yeah, I think it ends at 11, so I might do one at 11 o'clock.
You can get all the views.
As soon as it's over at 11, I'm gonna do a live stream.
Yeah, that way you can get all them views and put that shit in the title.
Yeah, we'll just chop it up by a recap what we seen.
Yeah.
Bet. Yes, indeed. So I want to big up everybody who came through in the chat. Big ups to Jed Kyle, Boxing Learner, CJ. Thanks for coming through. Thanks for hitting the thumbs up. Salute to everybody. Big ups to Ben Umar. Check out his channel. Subscribe. Big ups to Nail to Boxing. Check out his channel as well. Go subscribe. He's talking to all boxing from the little man, mostly the little guys, the lower weights. And big ups to Chris. We live, eat, sleep boxing. The livest Facebook boxing group out there on Facebook. You know what I mean? Go check out and go ahead and join the group. You know what I mean? B-Marsh Boxing. Salute to everybody. Thanks for coming through. Peace.
Yeah, that was a good little big out.